we're 3 minutes to showtime, people. I want to see lights. I want to see camera. I want to see action. The good kind of action, not the kind that gets you canceled. This company has a real HR department. Hey, Biff, I need a dozen CP47s and 3 Apple boxes. Stat, okay? Hey, Iris, first of all, why is there nothing on this piece of paper? Also, I want to re-rig these lights a little bit. I don't want it looking like Walking Dead around here. Also, can we move this wall? Do we need this wall? Huh? Hey. Make sure everybody is masked up. We need to protect the talent from COVID and from bad breath. You know who you are. It's not you. Don't panic. Hey, folks, let's go. Wake up. We're burning daylight. Hello.
Who is that? Is that the director?
No, that's Whitney Cummings, the host. She got here about 5 minutes ago, apparently grabbed a headset and just started ordering people around.
Should we do something?
Maybe let her keep going. Seems like she's got it under control.
Okay, so I think we're gonna put the obstacle course here, right? That leaves room for the wave pool over here, okay? And that way, the llama can just walk through. Can anyone here make a bridge?
Don't worry about it, George. I'll go deal with this. You focus on the keynote.
Thank you, Emily.
Has anyone seen the animal handler? The mini pony's kind of ugly. We want to get a new.
Excuse me, Whitney?
Oh my God, are you my assistant? Thank God, finally you are here. Can you make sure this works? I don't think it's on. Kind of weird for a tech company. Can you get that? Oh, you are Emily Miller. You're VP of Reputation and Experience Marketing at NetApp. I know you. I can read. I saw the call sheet. Sorry, I got confused.
Everything is great.
Okay.
Loving the headset and
Thank
the
you.
wave
It's
pool.
cute, right?
Interesting. But here's the thing. We need you to host the show.
Host the show.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just let the inmates run the asylum? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of killing it here. Without me, this would just be like the fire festival.
So,
despite the fact that nobody has gotten me a Topo Chico, I've really managed to get this
you
shit
make
back
a
on
very
track.
good point. But Whitney, the show is all about legends. We have our legendary crew. We have our legendary lineup of cloud specialists. George Kurian is here. Cesar Sanuda is here. We have Adam Silipsky from AWS. Experts from Siemens Healthineers, DreamWorks, and Equifax, just to name a few. And we have Sting for our musical talent.
Right.
So, Whitney, the only thing that's missing is a legendary comedian to tie all of this together. And Whitney, that person is you.
You know what, Emily? You know what you are? You are a legendary sweetheart.
Well, thank you.
How am I going to say no to you? When you put it like that, of course, yes, of course I will do it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, what do I have to do?
So you queue up segments,
Okay.
you chat with the experts,
Okay.
and make the show
Am I
feel,
good? Legendary.
You got
Don't
it.
we? Okay, I got it. Yeah. See
You're
that?
going to be great. So why don't you
know.
go ahead and kick us off?
Okay. All right. Okay. Just got my shot. I'm Whitney Cummings, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to NetApp Insight 2021, Legends of the Hybrid Cloud. I feel like we got that.
I think we're good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Whoa,
I'm
no,
gonna let
you
them
don't
know.
need that
I'm just gonna
again.
let them know that we're done. I'm just gotta let them know that we got it, and I need to let them know to put a filter on it later, just over the crow's feet. Hey guys, we are cueing the intro video in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to NetApp Insight. We're glad to see you. I hope you and your loved ones are well. I've been thinking back on last year's Insight when we went digital for the first time. At that time, we were deep in the clutches of COVID and vaccines weren't yet available. Change can be difficult, but it also opens windows of opportunity. We've learned a lot, and we want to share what we've learned and some of the amazing stories of how people have transformed challenge into opportunity. So what are the big trends that we see? From a business architecture standpoint, we still believe that the world is hybrid, digital, and data-driven. The future of business is hybrid, combining physical and digital. According to a new McKinsey survey, companies have accelerated the digitization of their customer and supply chain interactions and of their own internal operations by 3 to 4 years. The future of work is hybrid, combining in-office and home office work. According to Gartner, by the end of 2021, 51% of all knowledge workers, just like you, will be working remotely. At NetApp, we'll officially launch our new hybrid work model in January 2022. The winning businesses are leveraging data to drive their business transformation across all industries. The Boston Consulting Group indicates 20 to 30% EBITDA gains. That's substantial for data-driven corporations versus their benchmark peer companies. With digital increasingly becoming the first place of customer engagement and competition, businesses need to respond with speed and flexibility to the changing business landscape. So let's talk about the new rules for succeeding. First, speed is the new scale, replacing physical business size as the basis for competitive advantage. Second, businesses need to create flexibility. In an age when businesses aren't just trying to disrupt the world, but the world is disrupting businesses, leading companies are planning for multiple futures, as fluid as their IT environment itself. Third, businesses need to develop a high-trust culture that empowers employees to move fast, but also to be responsible stewards of the business. And finally, we see cloud, software, AI, and data as the foundation for a modern digital business. So what do we suggest you do? 3 things. From a business strategy standpoint, lean into digital and cloud, pick a few big bets with hard impact business cases, and move fast. Structure the digital organization to have flexibility in strategy and operating model, even if that means having to disrupt your traditional business. Second, transform your IT portfolio and platform. Leverage cloud while simultaneously consolidating and simplifying data management. You'll hear later from customers who have done just this. And third, be cloud native. Develop cloud native ways of working with cloud native technologies. Recent benchmarks have shown that time to market for new features reduces by 40 to 55%. Time to deploy code to production improves by approximately the same amount, and downtime reduces by almost 60%. Phenomenal numbers. So how's NetApp transforming? We've been transforming NetApp to help organizations seize the promise of this moment. We're accelerating the pace of innovation in our portfolio, on-prem and in the cloud, listening closely to our customers and to our partners. And you will hear more about that in some of our mega sessions later today. We are also transforming the way we support and serve our customers to make it easier and more modern. Frankly, we're transforming and modernizing our go-to-market model. Our president, Cesar Cernuda, will expand on that in his session. And lastly, we're transforming our own operations to enable speed and resilience. Our supply chain has built resilience to operate in multiple geographies independently. Our technology portfolio development practices use Devops principles, and our high-trust culture has proven to be a tailwind at a time when we've needed it. At this year's Insight, we're thrilled to explore the possibilities before us by bringing the legends of the hybrid cloud and the multi-cloud to center stage right here. You'll hear from our customers and partners about optimization techniques for continuous and dynamic transformation of IT infrastructure. You'll learn from organizations that are modernizing their application portfolios to leverage the power of cloud, AI, and data. And we'll show you how we can deliver a hybrid cloud architecture that brings the best of both together with the performance, predictability, and security of enterprise data centers and the simplicity, speed, and flexibility of cloud. We're so excited that you've joined us today, so let's start meeting some of these legends. And now, it's my great pleasure to welcome Adam Selipsky, CEO of AWS. Adam, welcome to Insight, and congratulations on your appointment as AWS CEO.
Thanks so much, George. It's awesome to be with you and to be part of your conference. I really appreciate the opportunity. It's been great for me also to be back at AWS after being gone for a few years. Clearly, the company has been very busy, and I know that we've also been very busy with NetApp, and it's just wonderful to see the collaboration having deepened and grown in that time.
It's clear that you're off to a strong start, and we're thrilled to have you at Insight this year. Our partnership goes way back, and we've seen a lot of changes in how customers are thinking about transforming their businesses and the role of cloud. As you've been connecting with customers recently, what are some of the key topics that are top of mind for them right now?
Well, I would say the big dominating thing right now has just been the accelerating pace of digital transformation. So I think clearly this trend has just been going on and building momentum for a number of years. But we've really seen during the pandemic, over the past year and a half, a dramatic acceleration of that. In fact, I saw a McKinsey study, I can't speak for the data itself, but it said that last spring, there were 5 years of digital transformation in 8 weeks. It was absolutely unbelievable. So I think there was this trend of the existing movement to the cloud and to digital transformation just speeding up rapidly as companies found out if they weren't already really digitalizing their business, that they really had to, and there was no choice. And so again, it was this pre-existing thing that was happening inexorably, but was just sped up by a good bit. So we've really been working to help lots of different customers from all sectors just make that move and figure out what their strategy is. And then, of course, so much of that is on-premises workloads that need to move onto the cloud. And NetApp plays such a big part there that are working together to help those customers get to the cloud has been really important.
We share that commitment to put customers first wherever they are on their cloud journey. It's one reason we're so excited about the expansion of our partnership with the launch of Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP last month. It's a game changer and an industry first we proudly worked on with your team side by side. For the first time, the full set of ONTAP features and APIs that thousands of NetApp customers know and love is available on AWS. It's never been easier to unleash the power of the cloud.
George, I completely agree. When I came back to AWS, I was so excited to hear that this was happening. It seems so obvious in hindsight that customers need this. And I was so happy to see that it was going to launch. And then it's been great to actually see it launch a few weeks ago, as you mentioned. Obviously, NetApp ONTAP is a very widely used, very powerful set of capabilities for file systems. And organizations, they've got their applications, they've got their workflows, they've got their processes, they've got their tooling. And then at the same time, they want to use the cloud. They want to use AWS, and they want that availability and scalability and durability and low cost. And this is really bringing them both together. So now being able to run NetApp ONTAP on AWS is really the best of both worlds. I think our customers are already loving it. We're seeing more and more interest, and I think a lot more are going to love it in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead.
We're hearing from customers and partners how excited they are about this new service available with AWS. There are so many amazing use cases that we see our joint offering being able to enable for customers, combining the awesome power of AWS compute and applications with the capabilities of ONTAP.
It's so true. It's only been a few weeks, as you know, and we've already seen tremendous customer interest. And I think that's only going to build because we've honestly just begun. We're seeing it from lots of different countries, lots of different use cases, lots of different industries. Just to name a couple of the early ones, in Australia, eHealth, which is a leading digital agency for the state of New South Wales for their health infrastructure, they're doing amazing things and have moved 1.3 petabytes of medical imaging onto AWS, are now able to store that effectively, process it, query it, do disaster recovery. It is really exciting. Completely differently in the education space, Pearson has already moved millions of files to AWS, obviously on FSX for ONTAP. And they're able to actually query and update their data 10 times quicker in their ERP system through using the new service. So it's just a big early win, just shows what the potential is. There are many other use cases. I think we're also seeing early interest in disaster recovery, about maybe running ONTAP on premises as well as in AWS, and that would really be the ultimate disaster recovery. So I think customers are going to be very creative in how they want to use the service, and I'm really looking forward to getting that customer feedback and for NetApp and AWS figuring out together how to continue to innovate on behalf of our joint customers.
We've covered a lot of ground, but we'd love to have you come back to answer another question or two later in the show.
I'd be happy to. Look forward to continuing the conversation.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for being at Insight.
Whoa, that was so cool. Good job, everybody. What? I'm on now? Okay, give me a second. Hello, hola, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, and annyeonghaseyo. Whitney Cummings here at NetApp Insight 2021, Legends of the Hybrid Cloud. Today, I'm taking you, our global audience, behind the scenes where we'll dive deeper into today's topics and hopefully hang out with some of these cloud legends. Just now, we watched NetApp CEO George Kurian share his vision for the next chapter of the hybrid cloud, and we heard him chat it up with Adam Selipsky. But I did see a trailer earlier. It was amazing. It was for FSX for ONTAP. Can we show them that?
In the world's most broadly adopted cloud, enterprise-grade features were in high demand for mission-critical applications. Only one storage operating system could save the day. Say hello to my little friend. Meet Amazon FSX for NetApp ONTAP. This is the way. By combining the data management capabilities of NetApp ONTAP with the scalability and agility of AWS, Amazon FSX for ONTAP gives you the ability to launch and run file storage with support for Linux, Windows, and iSCSI workloads. Welcome to the party, pal. With just a few clicks, Grasshopper, you can migrate applications to AWS, get real-time data protection, or automatically tier data to reduce costs. Do you feel the need? The need for speed? You can combine infrastructure as a code and flexible compute, bursting to create, clone, and replicate data at will. But there can be only one. So, do you feel lucky, punk? Inconceivable. You had me at hello. Unlike a box of chocolates, With ONTAP, you know exactly what you're gonna get. Now showing today on your AWS console. Extend enterprise grade to enterprise great.
Is that too many fire emojis?
No, keep going.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's a lot of fire
Okay,
emoji.
got it.
Sorry, folks. I was just supposed to have that video on social media, and my new friend Julie Chu was giving me some pro tips. Julie, can you tell them what you told me?
Include the video, which is what you just did. Use the right hashtags and tag your social friends. All of this will help your content to be seen by more people. So today, when you post at NetApp and use hashtag NetApp Insight, so we can engage with you.
Perfect. Okay. Julie's NetApp's social media master. So tweet away. It'll make her super happy.
Yes.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Thanks. Get me in the algorithm. Thanks. You know, I'm something of a social media expert myself. I've been known to be extremely online, but can I be real with you guys for a second? When it comes to all the other brilliant things that NetApp does, I'm kind of a newbie. I've been called an it girl, definitely not an IT girl. The closest I've been to a server is that time I dated a tennis instructor. He was actually a server at a tennis club. The point is, he was a liar. But it is my sworn duty as your host to dig deep, ask the tough questions, and find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real. Okay, that is just the intro to the real world, but you get what I'm going for here. You know, join me is the point. Join me on my search for NetApp knowledge. Let's gain some insight on insight. Get it? That's like the internet moving. It's a thing. Anyway, to do this right, I think I'm going to need someone from the inside, someone with their finger on the pulse of this show, someone with a fantastic accent.
Someone like me.
Whoa, James Whitemore? You're the CMO of NetApp, right? Can you help me? You would be perfect for this.
Hey, does the Queen have a corgi called Candy?
I think that's a yes, right? Okay. So people at home, welcome to Insight on Insight. It's a show within a show within a show. It's kind of like a NetApp Inception thing. Just go with it. And please say hello to my first guest, James Whitemore.
Whitney, thank you so much for joining us today. And ladies, gentlemen, and all of you beautiful people beyond and in between.
Thank you, James. I'm having a great time too, but you're actually my guest right now, so I'll let you know when you can talk. Okay, James, a few moments ago, George Kurian delivered his keynote, and he really stressed that it's not just about hybrid cloud, it's about the hybrid world. What's your take on that?
Dunno, missed the keynote. I was talking with Sting. That guy is hot, my total new man crush. Harry Styles dead to me now. Sting, he's the guy.
They told me no one was allowed to talk to Sting.
No, they told that you were not allowed to talk to Sting, and he was very specific about that. But anyway, the hybrid world, I think in short, what we're trying to say is that you have to make the right technology decisions. Technology decisions that are not going to lock you in to your data center or the cloud and basically slow down your business, because speed is the new scale.
Well, thank you, James. You are a giant peach.
Anytime.
Do you get it? It's a book that I've read.
I'm British.
American people read too, just FYI. I've skimmed it, Cliff's Notes. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. It's about me now. Thanks for providing your insight on insight. We love you. We appreciate you. And what is this? Oh, it looks like they're setting up for the first mega segment. I didn't know there was going to be like a wine tasting. Very fancy. 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Okay. Here come the presenters, Anthony Lai and Ronan Schwartz. Bottoms up, boys.
Hello, and welcome to The Perfect Blend with Anthony and Ronan. I'm Anthony Lai.
And I'm Ronan Schwartz.
You know, today we're presenting your passport to application modernization. And while many good applications come from a single varietal of infrastructure, some of the best, most prestigious applications are the result of blending different varietals together. So today, Ronan and I are going to look at 7 different ways, the so-called 7 R's, to approach application modernization, each with its own unique combination of ingredients.
That's right, Anthony. By blending different infrastructure components, you can create a complex tapestry of flavors and aromatics. You can find the right balance of fruit, acid, tannin, alcohol, oak, throughput, latency, security, resiliency, and scalability. You don't want your application to have the wrong notes. You want to bring together the best parts of on-premises and cloud technologies. You want to deliver the best experience to your users.
Yeah, in the past, you might have to sacrifice some flavor in the cloud, but the reality today is that line between cloud and on-premises is completely blurred. You know, by adding a varietal like ONTAP, your applications can thrive in the data center and on Amazon, on Azure, and on Google Cloud, you know, wherever you need them. You know, if you address infrastructure in the right way, your applications can thrive. Now let's look at the first bottle, the resistance. You know, not every application needs to move to the cloud, but when it comes to moving to the cloud, sometimes the answer is no.
This bottle comes in different vintages. You can retain applications by keeping them on-premise. You can repurchase applications from SaaS providers, or just retire the applications that have outlived their usefulness.
So why would you keep an application on-prem?
If it is not broken, don't fix it. Retain is basically a point-of-time strategy. You have decided to retain certain applications in place on premises for the time being. Perhaps they are earmarked for retirement soon, or perhaps it will require a great deal of re-architecting before you're able to migrate them later.
You know, if you're just retaining an application on-prem, you should really look for ways to scale it and reduce your infrastructure cost. And of course, make sure that you have the appropriate plans for disaster recovery and data protection.
Yes, if you retain an application on premises, you should focus on scale, cost optimization, and data protection. This focus might lead you to a hybrid strategy. Let's start with data protection. Specifically, your backup and DR targets may well be in a public cloud. Cloud Volumes is offering unparalleled simplicity to hybrid backup, data sync, and data tiering from on-premises to AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. You should try it. It is easy to automate your backup policies and set automated storage tiering, which lets you cut cost for infrequently used access. Instead of storing infrequent access active data on expensive high-performance block storage, data tiering lets you store in a capacity of inexpensive block storage. For your application, the data looks the same. ONTAP automatically retrieves the data and returns it into the high-performance tier as it's needed.
Obviously, there are some SaaS options and cloud applications out there that are more attractive than retaining an application on-prem.
Yes, you can avoid purchasing replacement on-premises system and being locked into perpetual licenses. In this situation, you are counting on the SaaS vendors to make the best infrastructure choice for you or recommend the needed cloud infrastructure.
Yeah, many of the leading SaaS vendors have been building modern applications on a solid, trusted foundation of NetApp storage technology for years. You know, whether you know it or not, you're still tasting a bit of NetApp. You know, repurchasing an ERP system like SAP HANA is coming with a certification and a strong recommendation to use NetApp Cloud Storage.
Unlike a bottle of a 1992 Screaming Eagle Cabernet Sauvignon, some applications simply don't age well. It's best to just retire the application and just move on. You can still retire this application gracefully with NetApp. You can easily extract the data and archive it into a lower-cost archiving storage, leveraging NetApp storage efficiency. You can also support moving your data into object format and further reduce cost.
So what is the impact of retiring an application, and what's the best way to get an insight into the infrastructure impact of that decision between these vintages?
There is really a great way to understand what's going on in your infrastructure. With NetApp Cloud Insight, you can evaluate all your storage infrastructure on premises and in the cloud, all your data center system, all your cloud storage resources. Let's take a look into Cloud Insight with Insight Sommelier James Holden.
Cheers.
Thanks, Anthony. Ronan is right. Cloud Insights is a really great way to understand what is going on in your infrastructure, whether that be in your on-prem or out in the cloud. So regardless of where you're making or running your applications, the tool can see exactly what is going on. So you can have the right decisions around what to retain, repurchase, or retire. Cloud Insights has you covered. Take this example dashboard. This is a view of all the data centers and the amount of storage that each of the applications is consuming. You can determine how much of the activity each is using and help decide, should it be retained? So CI is used by hundreds of organizations across the globe to discover their on-prem and cloud resources, as it's incredibly easy to set up for gathering this data. And because ONTAP is built for end-user simplicity, it's now even easy to gain that data from ONTAP 9.9 and above systems, in what we call a cloud connection. All that's required is an API token to be copied to the system manager of the ONTAP device, and data will start being streamed directly to the Cloud Insights tenant. When you talked about repurchasing, and that systems like SAP HANA are coming with those strong recommendations to use NetApp Cloud Storage, Cloud Insights has your ability to monitor all of those file systems. So here we have support for Amazon FSx, for NetApp ONTAP, and Azure NetApp Files. And we can help you capacity plan, as shown here with this dashboard, troubleshoot performance on all these devices. By monitoring all the aspects of the performance, you can use Cloud Insights to see if any application has started to impacting other workloads. And with our AI ML capabilities, you can also have recommendations on understanding what to do. So when considering applications to retire, most organizations we talk to are choosing to retire apps in favor of ones that run on Kubernetes. So Cloud Insights is built to be future-proof. And as you retire those monolithic applications and are now managing infrastructure supporting microservices, Cloud Insights can give you views of your entire environment and how each cluster is behaving, all the way from the pod to the VM or to the storage, so you can identify any kind of performance troubleshooting issue. Or if you want to do a show back to the business about exactly how much of the infrastructure their apps are consuming, here's a chargeback report showing you exactly what each Kubernetes cluster is consuming from the storage. So just to recap, Cloud Insights discovers your entire environment, both on-prem and in the cloud. It's now real easy to set up for ONTAP, fully supports FSx, gives insights into greedy kind of impacting resources, and for your Kubernetes environment, discovers everything from pod through to storage, so you can troubleshoot performance and show back to the business what they're using. If you want to know more, or even try out the tool, you can go to cloud.netapp.com/Cloud Insights and check out what Cloud Insights can do for you. Back to you guys, and I'm glad this Screaming Eagle was on expenses.
Well, Ronan, our next bottle is Lift, Shift, and Tinker. And there are several varietals from this vineyard as well.
Yes, this is one of my go-to wines. You can basically rehost, mostly known as lift shift to the cloud. You can replatform, which is the same, but with an additional cloud tinkering, or you can go all the way to re-architect the application.
So what's the difference between all these options?
Re-architecting is usually the most expensive bottle, and in some cases it is amazing, but it can be also an overkill for the wrong occasion. It has enabled modernization of outdated legacy application, not suited really for the cloud environment. Traditionally, enterprise chose this option only when there is a compelling business reason to make significant changes, such as like massive new features, when you need support for scales of users, you change or you need more location, you need an increasing performance or enabling scalability. But because these are difficult to achieve without a re-architecture, they're usually driving such a change.
So the most expensive bottle isn't necessarily the best tasting?
No, people waste a lot of money on bottles they think will impress others, but they end up with time-consuming mess in their hands.
So really, rehosting or replatforming are a much better wine for the money?
The fastest way to move an enterprise workload to the cloud, and therefore commonly chosen for migration legacy application, is the rehost option. Lift and shift optimize the speed of the migration. Rehosting simply moves your existing application, almost as is, into the cloud without making any changes.
Yeah, so on the plus side then, this is fast and simple, and it allows you to make changes after your application is in the cloud, where it's far more simple to execute. On the minus side, kind of nothing gets modernized or optimized to run in the cloud.
While similar to rehosting, replatforming includes a moderate amount of tinkering or optimization without changing the core architecture of the application. This option enables you to get the benefits of implementing speed, but it also allows you to get the value of a cloud-native services and cloud optimization.
Yeah, well, so, Kona Services, the Coca-Cola bottling company, is a great example of an Azure customer who used NetApp technology to migrate their SAP instance.
Yes, many companies are looking to migrate SAP to the cloud, but it can be very difficult. Kona Services is the strategic IT partner of Coca-Cola bottlers around the world. They wanted to maximize their SAP investment by moving to Microsoft Azure. On Microsoft Azure, ONTAP is available as Azure NetApp File, or ANF. Let's take a look at one of the largest SAP migration ever.
Kona Services is the IT systems hub in North America for close to 100% of the bottling business.
The Coke business is a 24/7 business. We're either manufacturing, selling, or delivering product almost around the clock.
We are accustomed to running operations in extreme circumstances, but 2020 was the culmination of many things. Consumer patterns changed, every sale was precious.
Kona's operations relies on data. Our strategy was simple: run fewer number of nodes, which mean lower runtime cost for our big SAP investment.
From a business perspective, the move to Azure and Azure NetApp Files has helped Kona dramatically improve their agility. They are able to much more rapidly generate insights from the data.
Azure NetApp Files has been critical.
We have delivered in 2020 a phenomenal year with achieving cost savings, but on the other side also important new business capabilities and millions of savings, but also millions of growth based on the Azure NetApp environment.
We've seen a huge reduction of our cost structures. To see the cost savings come through to be able to support our business the way that we expect it to be run today, gaining new capabilities was astonishing for us. To deliver that much savings was spectacular.
We can't stop the future. We need to be ready for anything because the future is coming faster than ever expected.
Ronan, that's a great Azure story. I say cheers to that, my friend.
Cheers.
So isn't every public cloud different? I mean, what works on one can't possibly work the same, right?
It's not the same, but there are common ingredients. Google Cloud, for example, built the Google Cloud VMware engine to help customers lift and shift VMware-based applications to Google Cloud without changes to the apps, the tools, or the processes. As the service has grown, customers requested additional capabilities around enterprise storage, around large-scale databases, electronic design automation, and large-scale analytics. A couple of weeks ago, we announced a new joint service that combines Google Cloud VMware Engine with NetApp Cloud Volume Services for Google Cloud, creating a fully managed solution that enables customers to scale their storage independently of compute and address their disaster recovery needs.
And customers can participate in a preview of the service right now by contacting their NetApp or Google Cloud sales rep. This, for me, sort of all really underscores the idea that you need to be prepared for this multi-cloud world.
Yes, the details might be different. The services you need might be more storage-focused, like Azure NetApp Files, or workload-specific, like Google Cloud VMware Engine. But you need an infrastructure that fundamentally works the same way on premises as it would be in Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud.
Yeah, well, so, I guess many of our competitors claim that they have sort of cloud-enabled their technology, but it just isn't true, is it?
No, in fact, we obtained some secret video of how our competitors build their cloud solution. Cloud washing is a big problem in the industry. Legacy hardware previously added a couple of cloud-like APIs, and they say they're now cloud connected, or they're trying to lure you away from cloud completely by locking you into a system that will never truly be cloud compatible.
It's really misleading, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of almost deceptive, one might say. I mean, so for everybody out there, what does NetApp do that's different?
We start from the idea that ONTAP is the foundation. It's your storage operating system in the data center and in all the cloud. We actually love Azure, we love AWS, and we love Google Cloud. We have developed joint solution with all three providers. We are doing more than accessing their third-party services from cloud providers. We are actually embedding ONTAP as a native service in all the cloud platform. They trust only us. No other service providers, no competitors have delivered advanced data management services to their customer as a native service. We offer Azure NetApp Files on Azure, Cloud Volume Services for Google Cloud, and the brand new, just announced Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP.
FSx for ONTAP is a game changer in so many ways. It brings the full flavor of ONTAP to AWS, so storage admins and cloud architects can manage storage through AWS APIs, SDKs, and through the AWS Management Console, or of course through NetApp's Cloud Manager. So let's send it over to our AWS sommelier, Nick Howell, to take a look at how we bring those things together.
I know! Did you see how fast that is? Oh, hi! Anthony must have sent you down to the data cellar for the tour. Welcome! For the last 2 years, I've been stuck down here trying to solve the problem our customers have faced for far too long. They've been dealing with the same varietals of storage infrastructure and unable to move their biggest enterprise workloads to the cloud. Now, through some deep collaboration with AWS, I am happy to announce we've delivered our latest vintage, known as FSx for NetApp ONTAP. This service from AWS allows you to stand up a fully managed, highly available instance of ONTAP natively within AWS without any hardware to configure. Now, of course, you can use this just like you would a secondary system off-site to send up replication and backup datasets. But more importantly, you can also stand up individual SVMs to run production workloads that integrate natively with other AWS services like SageMaker and EKS. I know, it sounds like voodoo sorcery, but bear with me here. Let me show you how real it actually is. This is NetApp Cloud Manager, which gives you the ability to manage backup and replication between systems that live on-prem or in the cloud. And that now includes FSx for ONTAP in AWS. Although you can manage an instance of FSx natively within the AWS console, doing it in Cloud Manager unlocks additional data management functionality that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. To mirror volumes between on-prem and FSx ONTAP, simply drag and drop, select the volume you want to mirror, whether or not you want to enable tiering, how often you want the mirror to update, and that's it. For moving data from non-NetApp sources, you can use NetApp Cloud Sync to send your datasets up to FSx ONTAP. Cloud Manager also gives me a central place to monitor all replications between all systems across my entire global footprint. And the best part about FSx is that I only pay for what I consume. With ONTAP, I'm able to retain all of the deduplication and compaction efficiencies between systems as well as across cloud and on-prem. And at the end of the day, it's like having a fully functional storage array in the sky. For many of you, this can even serve as an alternative to refreshing legacy hardware. And sometimes it even ends up being a performance and capacity upgrade over what you would have upgraded to in the first place. Listen, I've got to get back to working on these blends. If you do nothing else at Insight this year, head to cloud.netapp.com and check out Cloud Manager and try standing up an instance of FSx ONTAP yourself. This rich vintage from the NetApp Data Cellar will blow your mind with its performance notes, ease of use, and available features. What? Yes, more power! Guys, I gotta go. Everybody enjoy Insight.
So our last bottle today is reInvent.
Yes, basically writing modern cloud application from scratch for serverless and Kubernetes environment. Increasingly, you're depending on applications and data to deliver rich, personalized digital experiences for your customer. To deliver modern cloud-native application with speed, flexibility, and agility, businesses are increasingly turning to Kubernetes. And we continue to seek ways to help reduce complexity, manage cost, and unlock the best of clouds.
So you can't really treat this bottle of wine like any other, right? I mean, you really need to build a solid foundation based on the best technology available. And you should take advantage of automation to continuously optimize and monitor your cloud infrastructure on any Kubernetes service, on premises or in any cloud.
With Astra, you're bringing Kubernetes data management capabilities on any cloud and on top. Astra is a fully managed application-aware data management service built for Kubernetes workload. Astra lets you protect, recover, and move application deployed on Kubernetes with no software to install. Simple to manage, no need to upgrade. Astra helps Kubernetes deliver on the premise of simplicity. This wine has a unique smell of ocean. Try it, Anthony.
Good, it's good.
Ocean is Spot's serverless container engine that automates cloud infrastructure for containers in general and Kubernetes specifically. Automatic scaling compute resources to maximize availability and optimize cost. It can optimize cost by using a blend of on-demand, reserved, and Spot instances. We can support you wherever you are on your Kubernetes journey, no matter which container, platform, or cloud you are using.
So it sounds like regardless of which bottle you choose, you need sophisticated data services. Now, is it really easy to take advantage of all of these capabilities?
Incredibly easy. Let's go to Master Winter, Gadi Oren, to talk about NetApp Cloud Manager.
Thank you, Ronen and Anthony. I also got myself a glass of wine. And let's go ahead and take a look at Cloud Manager.
Welcome to Cloud Manager, NetApp's centralized API-driven control plane to manage your data across hybrid and multi-cloud environments, providing an integrated experience of NetApp's Cloud Volume platform. With Cloud Manager, you can manage any ONTAP-based storage solutions such as Cloud Volume ONTAP, Azure NetApp Files, Cloud Volume Service for Google Cloud, on-premises ONTAP, and the latest addition to the Cloud Volume family, Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP. In addition to these great storage services, Cloud Manager provides you with the ability to access and easily use any of NetApp's advanced data services to help you with better protect, monitor, develop with, and automate your data estate. Let me show you how Cloud Manager makes it extremely easy to enable and use some of the data services. For that, let's assume I was tasked with implementing a 3-to-1 data protection strategy and leverage the public cloud. With a drag-and-drop operation, I am initializing Cloud Manager's replication service that leverages ONTAP Snap Mirror replication engine to replicate data and create a secondary copy for disaster recovery. When setting up the replication relationship, the volumes to protect are selected, followed by the target storage and tiering options and the target volume name. After setting a transfer rate, a replication policy and a schedules are selected. Lastly, I will review my selection and click Go to start the replication. Back on Cloud Manager's canvas, a line connecting my primary and secondary environments is displayed, representing the replication relationship. Secondary copy checked. Now let's create a third one. With a click on Backup and Compliance from the open right panel of my working environment, I am enabling NetApp's Cloud Backup service. Cloud Backup will create backup copies of my data, storing them in an object storage service in the account location I'll select. By leveraging ONTAP's backup architecture and SnapMirror Cloud, Cloud Backup provides the fastest and most cost-efficient way to back up ONTAP-based systems. After defining an IP space, backup policy, and select the volumes to backup, I'm done. I don't even have to create the object storage bucket because Cloud Manager takes care of that as well. Back on Cloud Manager's canvas, a line representing a backup relationship is displayed, connecting my primary working environment and the object storage solution, in this case Amazon S3. I just created a tertiary copy that I will use for backup and archive. Implementing 3-to-1 data protection strategy? Checked. And if that wasn't easy enough, how about that? I was just given another task, and this time it's to map and classify the data and to identify private information in order to reduce security and compliance risks and decrease storage costs. With a single click, I'm enabling Cloud Data Sense, NetApp's data governance service that would do just that. I could have actually done it before when I enabled Cloud Backup for on-premises ONTAP, but I wanted to show you how you would do it for the rest. Once Cloud Data Sense is initialized, the information provided through the Governance tab, such as the amount of stale data, non-business data, duplicate data, and very large files, will enable me to increase the efficiency and control the cost of the data stored. And through the Compliance tab, Cloud Data Sense provides the information needed to control private data. In this tab, information about personal and sensitive personal data stored is shown along with file categories and types. In addition, compliance reports can be generated and data subject access requests can be responded to. Cloud Manager is really unique as it greatly simplifies the operations of both storage and data services through an easy-to-use GUI and APIs. And like you said, Ronen, Cloud Manager makes it extremely easy to consume NetApp's data services. Salute, back to you guys.
Well, so that's all the wine we have time for today. Ronan, let's recap what we've learned.
Thank you, Anthony. I think we learned 3 things. You need insight into your infrastructure. You need a top-notch storage operating system across cloud and on-premises. And you need sophisticated data services that are easy to manage.
So with that, Ronan, we'll keep drinking, and we'll see everybody next time on The Perfect Blend with Anthony and Ronan. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, they really crushed that segment. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they nailed it.
But they seem so comfortable on camera. They have no stage fright. They're not like sweating profusely. So how do they do it? I'm just curious. Is it like turmeric or Scientology or what?
Well, you want to know the secret?
Mm-hmm.
They're CGI.
No.
None of these execs are actually here right now. What you're seeing are computer animated avatars.
Dude, I've heard about this. They're deep fakes. I knew it. I knew you were high tech. I didn't think you were like a holodeck or something now. So what? What? Am I real? Am I not real?
No.
Am I a real girl? Am I ex machina?
Whitney, I'm just kidding.
Am I bleeding?
No, I'm messing with you.
I'm messing with you, actually. Can you stop flirting, please? I'm a professional and I'm hosting a serious show.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. Sure. But, if you really want to see some computer-generated magic, you got to check out the DreamWorks segment that's coming up next.
DreamWorks, I love them. They do How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah. You think they can help me train my boyfriend?
Maybe. I'll look into it. Anyway, check out this video and you'll see how our true specialists at DreamWorks apply the mastery to create bossy babies, flying dragons, and dancing trolls.
I've been at DreamWorks for 20 years. Character rigging was not a thing when you were doing hand-drawn animation. So what they had was paper and pencil. So you could just draw what you want to do, and it could be in any shape or form. The computer version of that seems so simple on screen, but then to actually make something simple is actually very difficult. Like, for instance, for the more realistic films, we would take a look at anatomy, we would say like, how does your face muscle pull into a smile, and then how does that push the fat of the face into that smile? We create the skeleton inside the computer after we receive the digital models, and then we'll place where the joints are. So that's sort of the inverse kinematics IK system of the leg that you might have on a character. You're building, you're using math to build the skeleton, but then you need to give it instructions of how to move. Imagine like your action figures that they're able to move around. I make those joints so that your arm can move up and down and bend your torso. We're kind of like the puppeteers, if you will. So we'll need a model to be created, and then that way we can then rig it, and then animation can make it move, and then pass it down to someone to light it and do any simulation cloth on it for the final shot. So all of these departments have to come together. It's technology and art, it's this marriage, it's this dance. I really love being part of the process. I love being surrounded by the art that's all around me, and each feature film is a unique opportunity to push the boundary, change the style up, And then behind the scenes, our software as well is always evolving, keeping on trend or leading the industries. I have been having fun the whole time and having new challenges year after year. I'm Sandy Cal, and I am a specialist.
I love that, and I love that NetApp plays a supporting role, the donkey to their Shrek, one might say.
Yeah. Well, like ogres and onions, our partnership has layers. Now, if you really want a deeper look at how NetApp supports DreamWorks animation, check this out.
I'm responsible for a broad variety of departments, including our TV and feature production groups, as well as our technology groups. So ultimately, I'm responsible for the bottom line of the business, finding ways to be more efficient, finding ways to leverage the latest technology, and to make the most efficient use of our technical resources is a key piece.
Go left! Go left! I'm gonna go where navigation says.
As VP of Products at NetApp, I meet customers and partners to learn about their technology challenges and meet their needs where they are, while co-innovating with them.
Innovation's our lifeblood. Everything that we do really comes back to that. Whether it's a creative innovation or technical innovation or technologies, it's really all about bringing new ideas to the table, finding new ways to do things, and bringing that to audiences.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but
what the frittata?
Each film that we make has a new creative ambition, whether it's the complexity of the world that we're building or the stunningness of the visuals. The challenge from a business perspective is what do we need to support our productions and continue to evolve the state of the art. We really view the cloud as an extension. It allows us to put the right workload in the right place at the right time.
Customers' ability to innovate should not be limited to where their data lives. We should allow them to access their data in their own on-premise data centers and extend it to the cloud. And that's what NetApp brings to the table.
Leveraging the NetApp solutions, we're able to provide our artists with seamless access to their data with the lowest latency possible so that they can be on the flow and focus on creativity.
And the scale and agility cloud brings, and the experience technology like NetApp brings, in order to make that very seamless and unified across on-prem and cloud, is why most customers are choosing NetApp and are choosing the hybrid cloud solutions.
Our relationship with NetApp has extended over the past 2 decades, and we've been really pleased with the innovation and the collaboration as we've moved into a hybrid cloud environment. And as we're looking to this next generation of shows, we're trying to figure out how do we take all of these tools and actually put them out in the cloud. And there's going to be more and more demand for that. We're going to lean on NetApp and continue to work together and collaborate as we come up with new solutions to solve this evolving business and technology environment.
That was super interesting. Can I watch that again, like on Blu-ray or something?
Yeah, you can watch it again on NetApp TV.
What's NetApp TV?
It's our brand new live streaming platform that actually launched today, and everyone who's watching Insight is watching NTV. And we've got amazing content. We've got great customer stories, thought leadership, breaking news, cutting-edge technology, and demos you really, really want to get your hands on. But you know what? I don't want to talk about it. I want to give you a sneak peek. So you know what? Roll it.
Erweitere deinen Verstand.
Make the cloud work for you.
NetApp TV.
NetApp TV.
NetApp TV. We'll meet you where you are and take you where you need to go.
Welcome to CIO Central,
where we talk with IT thought leaders.
Let's talk about digital transformation.
We are the leaders of digital transformation, and it is our job to evangelize that to the organization.
I've always said technology is an enabler to an outcome. To me, it's all about speed to differentiating value.
Distributed, hybrid, multi-cloud, the de facto architecture of choice.
This was the whole concept of the data fabric. You know, it really fits with what we're trying to achieve. The hybrid cloud scenario is the way to go.
CIOs need trusted partners to be successful.
Anticipate what my needs are going to be.
Educate me. Help me extract more value out of your service.
And when that happens, that's when magic happens. That's when magic happens.
CIO Central, top of mind subjects, priorities, and insights with IT thought leaders.
Thanks again for tuning in, and remember to stay data-driven.
Okay, NetApp TV, I get it now. It's like your own streaming channel, which for some reason doesn't seem to include comedy specials from slightly nasal female comedians. Whatever. Anyway, I am learning a lot about NetApp and how they deliver the goods for their awesome customers, but there's so much more to learn and so many more experts that I want to speak to, and I just happened to run into one of those experts backstage, and she agreed to help me out. So come on over, Mecca. This is Mecca Williams, Principal Engineer at NetApp. Mecca, welcome to Insight on Insight.
Hi, Whitney. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I have so many questions. In your role, you're a driving force behind so much of the innovation on display at Insight. What are you most excited about for people to see today?
It's definitely got to be AWS FSx for NetApp ONTAP. It's something that we announced very recently. It is basically a storage service that allows users to launch and use fully managed ONTAP in the cloud. And we were there day one with our Astra Trident CSI driver. So we have non-containerized workflows and containerized workflows enabled right out the gate. I'm super excited to see the creative ways that our customers and partners are going to use this high-performing, easy-to-use, feature-rich service offering.
I'm just curious, you've done so much, but in your whole career, what would you say is your proudest coding achievement?
Oh, this is a super nerdy, geeky question. Are you sure?
I think I can.
Okay.
I think I can handle it.
Okay. This is for my old school Windows SAN friends. Okay. So once upon a time, we had to display Fiber Channel Worldwide port names in our multipathing GUI window, and that information was hard to get because it was down in the kernel in an unmanaged code space.
Mess.
And we had to get it up into managed user code space, and there was no clear way to do that. So one day I read a thing and I wrote a bridge, and voila, I just worked 2 days worth of work, and I solved a problem that we've been having for, was plaguing us for months.
Can we be friends? Are you taking on new friends?
Yeah, why don't you call me?
My number?
Yeah, you call me, we'll talk.
Okay, yeah, but okay.
Okay, yeah.
Just give me the number later?
Yeah, I'll get
Okay, don't forget.
Okay.
Because I
got
want to build this bridge.
I got you.
Okay, don't forget. Okay, get me the algorithm. Wow, this has been Insight on Insight. We've got Cesar Cernuda coming up next. I have not seen him around the set, but I'm sure he's nearby. What? I'm sorry, he's remote. I don't know that. From Spain? I'm sorry, that was an option? Okay. Okay then, live via satellite, here's NetApp's president, Cesar Cernuda. Are you telling me I could have been FaceTiming from frickin' Jamaica and I'm here and Cesar's in Spain? I have a gift card at Sandals.
A year ago, I was attending my very first Insight. Already, it felt like the world had changed dramatically, and those changes have only increased. I can't think of a better place to be living through this exciting moment than NetApp. That's because NetApp has been on its own process of transformation for years, building on decades of technological innovation to become a cloud-led, data-centric software company. As George said earlier, we made investments to help our customers seize the opportunities of this new time. No other company can match our portfolio, on-prem or in the world's leading clouds, and at every point in between. We help you unlock the best of cloud so you can put your data to work in the applications that run your business. And that's not all. We also be transforming the way we engage with our customers, making it easier than ever to work together in whatever way best suits your needs. We're very proud of our decades-long history of selling to data center professionals. Those relationships are foundational to NetApp and remain a central part of our success. But as your needs change, and as more and more enterprise workloads are moving to the cloud, we heard your desire for a different way to engage with and buy from suppliers. You want the process to be personalized, but also fast and easy, with everything in one single place. You want trials and test drives. You want to get what you need, but not to be locked into a solution forever. And that's true whether we are talking about hardware, software, or services, on-prem or in the cloud. And I'm here to tell you, we listen. Today, when you engage with NetApp, we show up as a single team, ready to meet you wherever you are, with cloud specialists who can be pulled in at the right time to recommend you whatever you need to take you to the next level. We've modernized and digitalized the buying and selling process to make things simple and seamless. And with NetApp Keystone, we've made it easier than ever to build or buy whatever IT infrastructure you need, with a flexible pay-as-you-go consumption model that lets you align your data storage costs with your actual business activity. In just a year, Keystone has grown to support multiple petabytes of storage, including for a major automotive company transforming its manufacturing sites globally, or a top casino operator in Asia optimizing their storage spend as they transition to the cloud, or a leading engineering consultancy in Europe looking to better use their IT staff. The point of these changes is to give you the kind of customer experience you are looking for. Whether you are an enterprise customer that we've been proudly serving for years, or a prospect meeting us for the very first time via the website or in the cloud. If you want to get technical questions answered in person, we'll link you to one of our specialists. But if you want to give something a test drive yourself, our AI bots can point you to the trial. All our account teams speak the same language, cloud and hybrid. We can't wait to help you become the next transformation legend. AI and machine learning hold incredible promise for our society. Already, breakthroughs in these emerging technologies have transformed medical, imaging, fraud detection, weather disaster prediction, and more. Yet, developing the infrastructure to support AI and machine learning capabilities is often too costly for small and mid-sized organizations. In turn, these businesses face barriers to access and innovation. That's where our next guests step in to change the systems and tackle this challenge head on. Or you could say cloud on. Sphere Cloud is democratizing access to AI and machine learning technology. We're thrilled to have CTO Fedor Prohorov here today to tell us how they're making it happen. Fedor, welcome.
Hello.
Great to have you here. Let's begin with the basics. What is Sphere Cloud? What services and tools do you offer to your customers?
Thanks, it's nice being here. And Sber Cloud is a part of Sber ecosystem, which is the largest financial institution in Russia. And we are providing the set of services to our customers, which includes the traditional infrastructure services and some platform services and what we call AI as a service based on the most powerful supercomputer in Russia, which is called Christofari.
Wow. It's inspiring to hear how you're bringing critical emerging technologies like AI and machine learning within the reach of businesses large and small. But what kinds of clients are using these resources and how they use them?
When designing and building Christofari, our supercomputer, we were initially planning to make it fully available through the cloud for enterprises and even private persons. And these enterprises are coming from all the different backgrounds, from manufacturing, healthcare, science, meteorology, banking, retail, etc. And we are developing some cool models like the natural language processing model, for Russian language, which is quite difficult, as well as medical applications for lung scan, images processing for a second opinion, helping us to fight the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's so exciting the way the machine learning space platform is freeing up data scientists from the cost and burden of infrastructure setup so they can devote their time to training models and driving breakthroughs like the ones you just described, Heather. To that end, you know that storage is just as important as the core computing power and networking. Can you elaborate more, please?
Yeah, that's totally true. The storage is the cornerstone of the success of our supercomputer. When we were building it based on NetApp's technology, we were making sure that the data we are processing will be available fast and will be stored in the reliable way. And that's why we've decided to use NetApp as our partner.
Looking ahead, what's next? How do you plan to develop together with Nvidia and NetApp for the future?
We are now finishing the build out of our second supercomputer, which will be even more powerful and will allow us to extend the ML learning capabilities. And I truly believe that when we were building the ML Space program suite, we were thinking about the future and our kids, because they are already comfortable with the voice assistants, for example, and will surely soon be comfortable with the self-driving cars, all of that enabled by AI. So I truly believe that we are building the future here.
Amazing future ahead. That's really impressive, Heather. Thank you so much for what you and your teams are doing. And thank you for joining me and being part of Insight.
Thank you, Cesar. It's a pleasure being here.
Out of my way! Coming through! Hey, learn to drive, buddy! Ha ha! Kiss my Aston Martin, pal!
Whitney, what the heck is going on?
James, I'm an actor. An actor prepares, okay? I'm supposed to introduce the Aston Martin Formula One segment. And if I'm gonna be convincing, I need to step into the shoes of an actual driver. I need to become one with Formula One. Do you even know who Daniel Day-Lewis is?
He's a legend. Hey, I could use some track time. Do you mind if I come along for the ride?
Wow. From host to Uber driver. Better be getting paid extra for this.
Hey, it's kind of fun.
Fine. It is, right? It kind of purrs like a kitten, right? Here, do you want to try it? Want to take the wheel? I have to do an intro anyway, so please handle. Up next, we'll get a real test drive with an Aston Martin specialist, head of race strategy, Bernadette Collins. And then, James, James, look out!
Hi, so I'm Bernie Collins. I'm head of race strategy at Aston Martin Constant Formula One team. On the pit wall, you're making those sort of final decisions, that sort of last minute interaction with what's going on around you. All of the strategy, every decision we make is based on some sort of data. So that might be lap times for ourselves, it might be lap times for our competitors, it might be safety car timing, but everything is based upon some sort of data. And generally that's coming in, lap times are coming in every lap, but maybe you're getting sector times coming in 3 times a lap, or little mini sectors coming in 10 times a lap. And all of that sort of information helps us build a picture of how the tyres are reacting or when's the best point to stop. And all of that comes together to help us make that final decision about when our pit stop might happen. I think every result that we've had has relied upon data and our reaction to that data. Positive and negative. You've made a decision because of the data that you had at the time. And a lot of what we do is go back and see how we could have made a different decision with the data we had at the time. Obviously, post-event, you've got all the full picture and it's very clear what you should have done. But at the time, it's about, with the data you have, making the best possible use of it. So every decision that we make, every podium has been based upon the data that you've had at that moment.
Okay, that was quite a ride. James and I had a bit of a near miss there, but we are all good. I gave him a ride to the Aston Martin headquarters in the UK, where he's going to give us a look under the hood and see how NetApp Technology supports Aston Martin F1 from the factory to the Grand Prix. Grand Prix.
Hello everyone, James Whitemore, NetApp Chief Marketing Officer. I'm here today in Silverstone, the heart of motorsport, and we're at the Aston Martin facility. I'm joined by Ross Drake, who is Aston Martin's head of IT. Ross, it is such a pleasure to be here with you today. The work that we've been doing with Aston Martin Formula One team over the last few months is so exciting. Tell us a bit about you. I mean, you run IT basically here at Aston Martin Formula One, right?
So my role is head of IT support and delivery. I have a small team that delivers support and solutions to the organisation back in the factory and that follows our race team as well.
Exactly. So tell me, the partnership, people walked in and told you that, hey, we're going to do a partnership with NetApp. What was your reaction?
So I've known NetApp for many, many years.
Yeah.
And just like us as a Formula One team that's gone through in different incarnations, through those years you build up a heritage, not just legacy, a heritage. And with that heritage comes a lot of experience. So when NetApp came to the table, that opportunity was taken literally by two hands because of the wealth of experience that NetApp have brought and able to bring to the table for us.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the technology projects. Aston Martin Formula One team was formed newly at the beginning of this current race season, right?
Yes.
So did you start from a blank sheet of paper and basically have to build everything out from day one?
We've had quite a lot of infrastructure improvements. Not long ago started a transformation journey where we're starting to move some more data into the cloud, take some of our services into the cloud rather than sitting on premise.
And any specific types of applications that you look at for taking that data into the cloud? Is there a specific type of data sets that you are looking at for that?
So initially, we've taken some of our Microsoft services into the cloud as opposed to hosting them internally.
Yep.
When it comes to car data, we tend to keep that on premise.
Yeah. If you think about data and the importance of data to the team overall, how do you think of it? You've got kind of like, race cars out on the track, but there's an enormous science that sits behind it, right? And data must be just incredibly important.
Data is very important within all Formula One teams.
Yeah.
We have lots of different types of data, whether that be telemetry data, whether that be competitor audio, whether that be CAD data, or anything that we're doing in testing, or secret data.
Yeah.
That data is really important to be available at any time.
The season is coming to a close. You're getting ready for the next year's season, designing next year's cars, getting drivers' contracts in place, building a new factory. You've got a lot on your plate here. What's some of the secrets for success?
So, as you know, Formula One's a pinnacle in motorsport, and with that comes some high expectations. We also carry with that very high expectations of who we work with within our team. Our drivers have very high expectations as well. And so for us, I think it's most important that the partnerships that we have drive that forwards as well.
We love what you're all up to here at the team and wish you every success for the end of this season and into next season. Can't wait to see the new factory and visitor center come together. I'm sure it's going to be quite an amazing facility. Just make sure that they have the best technology available, right?
We will do. And thanks for being part of our journey.
See you soon.
Okay. Hey, Whitney.
Caitlin. Hey, girl.
What are you doing here?
I was just... What are you doing?
Grabbing lunch.
Cool. Me too. I was actually just grabbing you some popcorn.
Thank you.
You love popcorn.
I do.
It's just a perfect opportunity to remind you that Innovation Hour is coming out on NetApp TV this November, and it's perfect popcorn munching content. You know what I'm talking about. Drama, intrigue, 4 contestants, bound for glory, winner take all, plus NetApp's latest innovations demoed by some of its rising stars. It's like you're begging for a snack attack. That's why I'm by the snacks and eating, because it fits in with the theme here.
I got you.
Can you not tell anyone about this?
Whitney, your secret's safe with me.
You sure?
But I am gonna leave the popcorn.
Okay, I have bad credit. Just don't tell anyone. She's definitely a robot.
This November, get ready for the NetApp Innovation Demo event of the year. Some are bound for glory. Some won't be so lucky. 4 wannabes. Only one winner. Be the first to see NetApp's latest innovations, demoed by some of NetApp's rising stars. The NetApp Innovation Hour. The search for the next innovation superstar begins. Only on NetApp TV.
Welcome back, folks. I just want to do a quick check-in. Is everyone feeling good, having fun? What about you guys on set? You good? Feel good? Okay. I'm going to need a little more energy than that. This is embarrassing. You know what? Lattes on me. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we're ready for the next vision segment. Cesar Cernuda returns for a conversation with SAP's Peter Plaum. Let's do this.
Nearly 50 years ago, 5 friends created a company with the goal of producing software solutions that will help businesses of all kinds streamline their operations. Today, you know that company as SAP. For over 20 years, NetApp and SAP have been partners in simplifying storage solutions. We're thrilled to welcome Peter Plaum, President of SAP Enterprise Cloud Services, to Insight. Peter, thank you for joining us. First things first, what are you up to at SAP these days? With data driving so much transformation, how are you helping your customers get the most out of their data?
Thank you, Cesar, for the introduction and for having me at Insight. I'm thrilled to be part of NetApp's Insight and to talk about my favorite topic, the cloud, and how SAP is helping customers and companies with their business transformation to turn them into what we call an intelligent enterprise. By using intelligent technologies and data, companies can change faster, become more resilient, agile, and sustainable. As you already referred to, SAP and NetApp have a long-standing successful partnership because we share the same mission and the same values. We help companies migrate to and benefit from the cloud based on their IT landscape and specific needs as part of their journey to become an intelligent enterprise. The full SAP portfolio of cloud solutions and services help companies run at their best. And this means using smart technology to get products and services faster to market, make their business processes more efficient, agile, resilient, sustainable, and increase our customers' customer engagement.
Thanks, Peter. Could you tell us about how NetApp Solutions and our partnership with the hyperscalers is helping customers move SAP to the cloud?
Well, Cesar, there are a few central elements in our partnership to help companies morph into an intelligent enterprise: solutions, infrastructure, and data. Now, it is absolutely critical that we have a flexible, reliable, and robust cloud infrastructure that is elastic, and it is a key prerequisite for the path to the cloud and the intelligent enterprise. As every IT environment of our customers is different, we give customers a choice and help them find the cloud transformation path, including the infrastructure and services that is best suited for their business. We offer the use of SAP data centers, their own data centers, or the infrastructure provided by one of our hyperscaler partners to deliver that. Now, to turning data into insights. Every company, as you know, and better than we do, has massive amounts of data. This data actually can help provide the insights for companies to improve their business performance and move to more sustainable business models. And more specifically, customers get the speed, efficiency, and reliability delivered, as I said, via SAP data centers or more and more via hyperscaler partners. In both, we can use NetApp's NFS technology or so-called network file system to deliver SAP applications and services reliably and sustainably agile and elastic to our customers. And using NetApp all-flash arrays, customers can quickly and easily run and support SAP HANA applications, not an easy feat. And together with all of this technology, we can respond quickly to platform changes and technology innovations.
We're seeing in real time how cloud data that's easily accessible makes information more actionable. Are there steps SAP is taking to accelerate customers' digital transformations now? How are you helping them harness the power of emerging technologies?
I think the technology changes and innovation comes at 2 layers. One is at the business layer, where we help customers with our RISE offering business transformation as a service to get the maximum value out of their investment in SAP solutions and truly transform their business processes for the new age to become sustainable, agile, and elastic. Underneath, we have all of the technological changes and innovation. And I think we work very closely with our hyperscalers and the NetApp technology underneath to continuously innovate and take advantage of all of the native capabilities that are offered. And I can say, truly, Cesar, our customers are really pleased with the flexibility, reliability, and scalability they receive from our partnership with the hyperscalers and the underlying NetApp partnership as well. Now, let me ask you a question then, Cesar. The world and technological capabilities change at the speed of light, as already discussed. How do you see our partnership prepare our joint customers for the future?
Now, there's no question that the pace of technological change today is orders of magnitude greater than it was even just a decade ago. But I see that as an opportunity for our partnership rather than an obstacle. Together, NetApp and SAP offer customers the flexibility, simplicity, and expertise they need to navigate the complex challenges of today's environment with confidence. Like you said, by building our services around unparalleled commitment to customers' choice, we create a suite of solutions designed to help companies run at their best, no matter where their industry or where they are on their cloud journey. Thank you, Peter, for your partnership and for joining me today.
It was great to be with you, Cesar, and I hope you have an amazing event.
Well, that was awesome. You down with SAP?
Yeah, you know me.
That's pretty good. You guys know your music legends. I'm not at all surprised, considering that you booked Sting as your musical guest. I know. What? Can you guys do me a favor and play that teaser video? It gets me really pumped.
I'm so glad you could join us for Insight 2021. I imagine you're hearing a lot of great stories about people changing the world with technology. Legends indeed. Make sure you stay till the end when I'll be playing a couple of my songs, my biggest hits, and chatting with CMO James Whitemore, and sharing a few stories about my career and my music. Thank you.
As we walk in fields of gold, never made promises like this. Oh, and we're back. Folks, we are now at the halfway mark for NetApp Insight 2021, and so much has happened. If you're just tuning in, here's what you might have missed, besides me mispronouncing a bunch of super important names. George previewed the next chapter of hybrid cloud in his keynote. Anthony and Ronan talked us through modernizing the application portfolio, and we saw a slew of stories and interviews with legends. But that is just the beginning. There is so much ahead. Later, we'll meet experts from Ducati, Equifax, and Siemens Healthineers. And AWS's Adam Selipsky is coming back for another mind meld with George. It's all happening here in hour 2 of Legends of the Hybrid Cloud. But now it's time to demystify CloudOps, DevOps, SecOps, and just about every other ops that you can think of. It's mega segment number 2, so please pardon the disruption. Never made promises like this.
Pardon the disruption, I'm Anthony Lai. Today, ops, lots of ops. Amiram?
Hey, Anthony, pardon the disruption. I'm Amiram Shachar, and indeed, we're going to talk today about a lot of ops and a few surprises.
I do like surprises. So SecOps, FinOps, DevOps, first CloudOps. Can you help me define it? Lots of buzz, Amiram. What's it all about?
Indeed, I agree, Anthony. There's a lot of buzz around CloudOps. So what is CloudOps? As we all know, organizations have been moving massively to the cloud in the past 5 years. And we both know that cloud is only becoming more complicated and more costly. They're a mix of lots of configurations, a lot of managed services, lots of infrastructure that you consume. And I think the X factor is how to manage this complexity and this increasing cost and complexity over time. So we need standards, we need processes, and we need tools to manage this cloud journey. And to me, this is CloudOps.
Yeah, it's kind of messy, right? Lots of new things coming up every single day. Tell me more about CloudOps, the strategy.
So a good strategy in CloudOps is really about how you deploy your applications, how you make your developers move faster every day. And there is never fastest. There is always fastest, and fastest is how you provision infrastructure to support that, how you monitoring this, how you put the right security in place, how you do cost management and performance of applications. All of this, it's a part of CloudOps strategy and in a cloud world, right?
Yeah, so CloudOps is different than IT ops. As an older person, I'm more used to the functional IT. Tell me more about the structure of CloudOps.
CloudOps, different than IT ops, because there is no physical infrastructure, unfortunately or fortunately. It's in the cloud, and you consume managed infrastructure, you consume platform as a service, and the only thing you care about is your excellence in automation and excellence in operations. This is CloudOps, and how you ship application in the fastest way, yet safest way to production. And how do you think about your continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous optimization?
So what you're saying, Amram, is Spot by NetApp basically helps you with, your DevOps, you define FinOps. What's this SecOps thing? You and I have spoken about SecOps many, many times, and it's an important pillar to CloudOps. Monitoring security across a growing attack surface for everybody now is a very, very significant challenge.
I agree. SecOps to me means cloud infrastructure security. There's a lot of aspects to SecOps, but SecOps in the context of CloudOps is really cloud infrastructure security.
So why are businesses, flagging security as their number one concern?
So believe it or not, Anthony, Gartner has said that 99% of successful hacks in the cloud are due to customers' misconfigurations and mismanagement. Not cybersecurity experts, but misconfigurations.
Wow. So you got to learn 3 different languages, and you got to make sure you lock every door, close every window. These clouds are pretty difficult things to manage.
Oh yeah, Anthony, and add to that a few more factors. One is people are working from home. They don't talk to each other in the office. We have the cloud resources, and the amount of deployments are increasing every day. The amount of applications you deploy to the cloud, we deploy every day more applications to the cloud, more lines of codes to the cloud. And the growing complexity of the architectures is just becoming way more than we know before. And all of these together, just increasing the probability that our teams will have misconfigurations, will have mismanagement.
Yeah, so many new things coming on every single day. So Amram, what are we doing as Spot by NetApp to address this?
This is a great question, and because historically, we've been doing not much in the security space. So Anthony, I'm very excited to announce today that we're launching a new product called Spot Security, which is a fully managed cloud infrastructure security service that analyzes the resource relationship in our customer's cloud account and give them everything they need to keep their cloud in compliance and in the right security.
Super cool stuff, my friend. Amram is going to head over to the big board, show us the play-by-play so we can see this in action.
So Spot Security, let's talk about it and see what makes this product such an incredible and unique one. It's a fully managed cloud infrastructure service that understands all the relationship in your cloud resources. As you can see here, multiple teams, multiple accounts can use the platform at any single moment. It understands all the relationship in your resources and classifies these risks from high to normal to something that you should look at. And what makes it so unique that not only that it cuts through the fog and all the noise of your alerts in your cloud security posture infrastructure, it also builds a map of relationship of all of your resources so you understand not only if it's a high risk, but what this risk is affecting. And once we have this risk, and once we want to remediate that risk, Spot Security provides a very easy to use remediation plan. So your teams, either development operations or security operation, can just get in and understand what they need to do in order to solve it. Beyond that, Spot Security gets data in multiple layers. And if we get to the highest level of data that we can fit into Spot Security, not only that we can understand the relationship between all the resources, we can also understand where the traffic flows from which service to what service and understand exactly what's happening in our cloud infrastructure landscape. So Spot Security, it's a product that helps DevOps teams and SecOps teams bridge the gap between them. It's really easy to get started, risk-free, and also free to get started. So what are you waiting for?
Great demo.
Thank you.
So let's talk about FinOps. Amram, what on earth is FinOps?
So let me define FinOps for you. I think FinOps is all about paying for what you need and no more. What do I mean? It's really about the processes and tools to be successful in your cloud cost journey. If you think about it, there's a lot of moving parts when we look at cloud financials. There is pricing models. There is underutilized or reserved resources. There is pricing strategy. There is gear that you can choose in the cloud. All of it together defines to me FinOps.
So FinOps is really a dimension of cloud spend that's quite different than the sort of the historic dimensions of sort of on-premise spend. One was capitalized. This is much more operating kind of expense.
That's right, Anthony. And I want to stack something on top of this. There is not a single strategy to win FinOps. And what do I mean? With the complexity of pricing, the complexity of the gear you choose, and the complexity of the teams that are responsible for this, you need to manage a portfolio of strategies because you have lots of moving parts, whether if it's compute, services, commitments to the cloud providers, you need to manage a portfolio of strategies.
So Amram, tell us, how do we do that? What do we do that helps our customers solve this very, very costly and complex problem?
Spot Eco, our product, sits exactly in that perimeter between the financial people that are responsible for the cloud and the DevOps and operation people who are responsible for operating the cloud. And this is what can enable our customers to understand their costs, understand their cost structure, the landscape of what they do, and build that portfolio of strategies I was talking about to help them be successful in their cloud journey.
So it sounds like Eco removes this sort of friction between financial teams and engineering teams. And having run large engineering teams in the cloud, I can assure you that my financial friends are always chasing me down for overspending and cost overruns.
Exactly. Eco's decisions are actually here to make sure that finance and engineering team not going to meet on a daily basis.
So we've had Eco for some time. What's new with Eco?
So lots of fantastic stuff, but two that I'd like to highlight today. Eco today is expanding into Azure, but also Eco is expanding from end user customers to support managed service providers.
So now we can basically provide value to companies who act on behalf of customers, many, many customers.
Correct. And let's start demystifying it for a second. So we have Eco in Azure. Eco in Azure means that customers can use Eco and connect Eco to every subscription they have in Azure. It means that Eco will map, understand, analyze their Azure cost structure, the usage pattern, the utilization pattern, and based on that, Eco will create a portfolio of strategies to purchase and convert resources that customers already purchased across Azure reserved virtual machines and Spot virtual machines.
That's super cool stuff, my friend. So basically what we've spoken about is kind of good security and now good cost optimization. It's sort of like peanut butter and jelly.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of savings here to be had in both time and money. Well, so let's talk DevOps. Tell me, more about DevOps. There's a lot of confusion, misunderstanding between DevOps and CloudOps. We've had, the brilliance of Spot around Elastigroup for virtual machines, Ocean for containers, and that makes up the real core of Spot. So how does DevOps fit in with the CloudOps story?
So I want to use one of the words you've just used, that I think that DevOps is an integral part, maybe the core part of CloudOps. And why is this? DevOps is basically all this methodology of how you implement continuous delivery and continuous integration so your developers can ship their code to production faster. And with the products that we have, Elastigroup and Ocean, this is where we improve that communication between the developers and the DevOps so they can send their applications faster to production and reduce the time that it takes from code, commit, and delivery in production.
So tell me, Amram, how is Spot addressing DevOps?
So Anthony, traditional DevOps is CI/CD. And Spot has came in with a unique approach of extending CI/CD with something that we call CO. It's CI, CD, CO, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous optimization.
It's a unique concept and something that so many customers benefit from. The idea of sort of having runtime optimization embedded in the very basis of the actual application itself. So tell me a little bit more, about Ocean. What's going on with Ocean right now?
So Ocean is our DevOps suite for everything Kubernetes in the cloud. What do I mean? Ocean provides a data plane where you can connect it to any of your Kubernetes clusters. Could be GKE, AKS, EKS, and then Ocean makes them serverless, so DevOps can deploy containers without managing any infrastructure. And the second thing, Ocean makes it 70% less cheaper.
So it combines the FinOps proposition with the continuous optimization and management of infrastructure.
Correct.
What else, Amram? Tell me more.
So today we're pretty excited to announce two new capabilities in Ocean. The first one is, if you remember, we have acquired a company called Data Mechanics recently, and the team has put major work in integrating Data Mechanics into Ocean. And today we're really excited to launch Ocean for Spark, which is no more running only microservices on Kubernetes. Everybody's doing this. We're talking about running platforms on Kubernetes, Spark on Kubernetes, and more platforms to come. But this is Ocean for Spark.
Wow, that's amazing stuff. So, Amram, great information. But enough of our talking. Let's take a look at these enhancements. Let's get you over to the big board with Mecca Williams to help demonstrate these new developments as a user of Spot.
Mecca, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to hear what you have to share.
Absolutely. So let's go through the two announcements in Elastigroup. So the first announcement is about a major capability that we're going to unlock for our customers, which is enabling an endless amount of spot market selection in their load balancer-based application. And let's explain why this is such a unique capability. Because so far, Mecca, right, if you have a load balancer in front of your cluster, you can only use one instance size. Because a load balancer, when it distributes the incoming traffic, it will distribute it evenly in a round-robin algorithm. With intelligent traffic flow, we can now not only have multiple instance types, but multiple instance sizes. Because intelligent traffic flow can understand what type of available CPU and size of machine, and then distribute the incoming traffic according to that number. So help me explain to our customers why this makes Elastigroup so much powerful today.
Absolutely. So Elastigroup already offers so much in the way of continuous optimization for DevOps users like me who would much rather focus on innovation than infrastructure. Spot Intelligent Traffic Flow is rounding out the offering, extending the automation just a little bit further for us. So we'll still enjoy the cost optimization and the compute provisioning, along with the predictive scaling and rebalancing to help us with application disruption, but now we'll get our traffic routed intelligently based on available compute capacity. So Spot Intelligent Traffic Routing is extending that offering into our workflow, and it is essentially offering endless spot markets in a fully provisioned and optimized environment.
This is amazing, and it's great to hear it from you as a user of Elastic Group. Now let's move on to the next exciting announcement, which is running stateful workloads on Azure Spot VMs. And yes, stateful workloads, not stateless. So help me explain again our customers why this capability is so unique, but also let us explain what type of workloads customers can run on it.
Oh, this is exciting, and even our own customers and users will be excited about this offering. So our automation infrastructure essentially launches cloud compute to be used in dev test workflows where they're used to execute test payloads that exercise code paths for new and existing NetApp product releases. Our users are engineers, and very often they'll ask us about the state of a Spot VM after a Spot replacement. They have concerns about whether or not their applications have to accommodate that replacement, whether it'll cause a disruption during their test workflow. And this offering, this stateful Elastic Group for Azure Spot VMs, eliminates that concern. Basically, it turns a Spot replacement into a reboot. And what application doesn't know how to handle a reboot? After the replacement occurs, the network and storage is configured and attached just as it was prior to the replacement. This will make application owners very happy.
And again, Mecca, it's great to hear it, but it's even greater to hear from you. Because I think that this capability brings an entire new ability for customers to run enterprise workloads. And enterprise have a lot of development, a lot of testing environments in the cloud, which they can be as much of 40% of their entire workloads capacity. So this can enable them to run their workloads on Spot VM and save really big dollars.
Absolutely.
So thank you again for being here with me. And I think these two new exciting announcements are going to help our customers just deploy more in the cloud and pay much less. So thank you for coming.
Same here. Thanks for having me.
Amram, great demo. Mecca, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, so our last topic, something new, something different. You know, we talked a lot about CloudOps. Well, but what could we really apply CloudOps to? You know, I'd like to talk about something really new that we call PCOps, or as I like to say, you know, not your parents' VDI.
Yeah, I agree about that. And I think PCOps is virtual desktops on demand in the cloud.
So these are desktops as a service. You know, many of us kind of are challenged with all these PCs. We don't want to have to spend time managing and maintaining, patching virtual desktop infrastructures. So how is Spot now taking on PCOps?
So PCOps, in my opinion, is virtual desktops that enable you to have a more elastic workspace, but from everywhere. And in today's world, Anthony, this is beyond important.
So help me understand. So CloudOps, you talked about the principles earlier on and the detail. So help me understand, like, you know, you talked about CI/CD. Help me understand what Spot PC is.
So funny enough, Anthony, when we look at PCOps actually suffers from the same pains that CloudOps suffers. So, and I talk about complexity. It's becoming more complex to get a virtual desktop in the cloud. If you think you're just provisioning a desktop, it's not this. It's about the security, the waste, the optimization, the permissions of how you deploy these PCs in the cloud. And Spot is delivering with the same CloudOps principles, PC as a service.
That's cool. So this is a service that's configured, not customized. A service that we maintain the SLA, we maintain the SLO. People can come in and simply configure it and deploy it to one or thousands of users. And it's a service that's continuously optimized for the customers for both price and performance.
Correct. Exactly like this. It's a fully managed desktop as a service that you just can use from everywhere in the world, in every region of cloud, and you get Windows 10 everywhere you want, and it's fully managed. And the IT admins that used to provision, manage, take care of all the operations of desktops right now have just RESTful API or console interface, and they take care of their thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of employees and give them desktop as a service.
Pardon the disruption. Anthony Amram, we have breaking news. It's really, really exciting stuff. This is bigger than when the Richmond Greyhounds were relegated from the Premier League. NetApp has announced its intention to acquire CloudCheckr. If you don't know CloudCheckr, they are the premier FinOps player in the market. This is an amazing addition to the Spot by NetApp lineup. We're looking at automated optimization for your cloud costs, for security, for compliance. It's going to be a really amazing portfolio. If we need more information about that announcement, visit netapp.com, but this is really phenomenal. It changes the game. This is more cloud, less cost personified. Anthony Amram, back to you.
We're about out of time. Great stuff as always. You know, fantastic kind of disruptive conversation. Spot, knocking it out of the park as always. So let's do the big finish. Amram, we've got 45 seconds.
Let's do it.
To ask you as many questions as we can. Let's get started. Question number one, what are the top challenges to CloudOps adoption?
I think one is the organizational mindset, is understanding that we need to give more people more responsibility. And I think the second is people need to move fast under budget constraints and compliance and security constraints.
And so what do they need to think about when they're deploying CloudOps?
They need to think about the developers, because we, as ops people, we want to make sure our company will work faster, means our developer can ship code faster, meaning our customers will get features faster.
Well, so now is the time to get serious about CloudOps. Every day you don't act, you're going to get outpaced. It's time for the leaders to embrace CloudOps, move fast. The clock is ticking. You know, well, that's about all we have time for today. I'm Anthony Lai, and we will try and do better next time.
Thank you, Anthony. It was very fun.
Great job, everybody, especially my new best friend, Mecca. She kills it every single time. We have so much in common. It's like crazy. Anyway, I believe our next segment features a Ducati racing specialist. Now, I don't know much about motorcycle racing. I'm a stand-up comic, although I have dated a couple guys who have stolen motorcycles. But, you know, I was thinking about it, and can I just get a microphone? Like just a mic stand and a microphone. Is that oh. Doing stand-up is a lot like motorcycle racing, right? You gotta be fast, you have to be agile, you have to see what's coming around every curve, you gotta zig when people think you're gonna zag, right? And then when you get good, you look really cool and you feel powerful. But before you get good, you know, you're probably gonna crash a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's a stretch.
That metaphor is trite.
I thought you were supposed to be funny.
Okay, I bet motorcyclists never have to deal with jealous hecklers. Wow, how about you just roll the video? Good luck getting through it with these animals. What kind of heckler says trite?
How do we collect data? How do we use them? For each bike, a laptop that collects all the data coming from the bike. We are speaking about till 260 sensor mounted on the development bike, a little bit less on the race bike because of the weight. But it's not only these channels. We have around 500 channels that we constantly log on the bike. Electronic engineer and track engineer use immediately. In MotoGP, all the bikes use the same ECU and the same software. Each competitor work on the calibration. Thousands of numbers to change. You can make the difference working just on these thousands of numbers. In the last years, we have pushed a lot on the offline simulation with machine learnings and artificial intelligence that permit them to find immediately the right numbers. So when the bikes come in, you have 5 to 6 minutes to find these numbers, as is impossible, as you can imagine, to speak with the riders, check data, and change all calibration of the software and setup of the bikes. My name is Gabriele Conti. I'm the Electronic System Director for the Ducati MotoGP team, and I am a specialist.
There you have it, Ducati. Absolute legends. But don't go away, because right now, George Kurian is headed to set where he'll be speaking with Equifax CTO Bryson Kaler. And I heard if you watch this vision segment, your credit score will automatically jump 50 points. What? And I am legally obligated to tell you that that was a joke. Watching this session will not affect your credit in any way, but it will show you how NetApp is helping Equifax secure its future as a global data analytics and technology leader. So, still pretty cool. Enjoy.
Equifax is indeed a trusted global leader in data, advanced analytics, and technology that helps customers and businesses move forward. They are a scaled financial services innovation leader who operates in 24 countries around the world. As a data-centered business, they deliver analytics as composable services through multiple channels. If you talk about data-driven, all-digital business, well, Equifax is one of the archetypes. At more than 120 years old, Equifax now has all the agility and infrastructure of the most modern fintech companies. Since 2018, CTO Bryson Kaler has been leading Equifax on a bold cloud-native transformation, the company's largest technology investment ever. NetApp is proud to be helping Equifax succeed on its historic transformation. Bryson, welcome.
Thanks, George. Great to be here.
Equifax has come a long way. Like NetApp, you are on a transformation journey. Can you talk about your organization's transformation into a data, analytics, and technology leader?
Yes, Equifax really started its transformation journey 122 years ago. But over the last couple of years, we've invested an incremental $1.5 billion to build out the Equifax Cloud. And that was really focused on helping us move from beyond a credit bureau to really becoming a technology company focused on data and analytics that enabled us to really become world-class at decision intelligence, making sure that we really took the benefits of our cloud-native transformation, brought them to life, and helped people live their financial best. Now, since 2020, we have seen some of the highest revenue and highest scale growth our company has ever seen. We've doubled our market cap. We've grown our new product launches by 44% last year. And so far in the first half of this year, we've continued that same rate, and we've already launched 85 new products. Now, on the data side, we've been really transforming on the old way of our siloed thinking, data in individualized databases, to a cloud-native data fabric that is consistently deployed around the world. And on the analytics front, really making sure that we're accelerating our analytics to production time, the ability for our 320 data scientists around the world to accelerate their innovation with our customers on how we build models and how we deploy those models. We've seen over 24 patents in the last 4 years. And we have really been excited about this cloud-native way of thinking, the way we think about technology to improve our security, to improve our performance, the speed to market of our new products, as well as everything we're doing to really make sure that that destroy and deploy mindset is all wrapped into a focus on helping people live their financial best.
It's so fascinating to hear all the various ways Equifax continues to drive innovation to elevate the level of experience you deliver to your end customers. Now, can you tell us more about the Equifax data fabric your team has built and how it's an extension of the Equifax cloud?
So data is the key of any decision intelligence company. And if you want to leverage AI, you have to get your data organized. And so we really focused on breaking down all of the silos that we had, moving to a unified data fabric. So we now run our data fabric, which is a collection of about 70 different services that we have assembled for the pipeline of data, how we ingest data, how we catalog data, how we govern that data, how we journal the data, how we do analytics and modeling and training and building out what we call our purposed views to use that data across our product line. Having that consistently deployed around the world in 8 different cloud regions enables all of our team to work the same way and really make sure that data isn't seen as just something that's one and done, but it's the lifeblood of who we are. Being able to apply data governance as a set of meta rules and definition where the system can change based upon the needs, based upon regulatory changes, based upon what that product is needing to use, because we want to make sure we're using the right data at the right time in the right way to always be focused on helping people live their financial best. So creating a 360 view of the people, places, and things that helps us make better decisions was really at the heart of how we architected our data fabric. And so we've gone from having all of these individualized snapshot views around the world to a common way of how we are looking at that data being keyed and linked against the entities and against the decisions that we want to make. And this data fabric is really fueling everything from improvements to our risk decisioning, fueling improvements to our identity and fraud product lines, and helping us do M&A faster and integrate the types of data that we collect around the world in faster, better, and more compliant ways.
You've spoken about unifying data and building the Equifax cloud. Bryson, you're a visionary leader. Equifax is a visionary company. So what's next on the horizon?
So I'm really excited because I think we're just getting started, right? The transformation, whilst it started as a technology transformation, is really a cultural rebuild of how we operate as a company. And we've become a very product-led company, thinking with a product mindset, multi-generational view of how we're going to help our customers evolve with us. What we're really focused on is making sure we don't ever strand anyone backed into a product that doesn't have a path forward. So being able to iterate now on a continuous fashion with our products and with our customers is really helping us become much more innovative, much more customer friendly, focusing in on delighting developers, making sure that the job of a data scientist never becomes the job of a data janitor, and really making sure that we meet our customers where they are. Our developer portal with APIs, working with AWS and Snowflake on their data marketplaces, and making sure that the innovation and the speed to market, we never lose sight of what we're here to do, which is help people live their financial best. You know, in the first half of 2021 in the US, we've helped over 18 million people gain help with government assistance by verifying their access to those programs. We've helped 2.7 million on their educational loan processes. In Latin America, we've seen over 8 million consumers gain access to credit through the systems and decisioning that we've been deploying and working on. In the United Kingdom, we've seen almost 360 million fraud checks for consumers, helping keep them safe and helping make sure that the right decisions are being made. And in Australia, we've helped nearly 455,000 people home buyers. These types of activities we continue to see happening faster, at a higher velocity, and helping people live their financial best more and more every day.
Bryson, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. What a great conversation and a great transformation story.
Thanks, George.
And thank you for being with us at Insight 2021.
Okay, after that session, I'm really starting to understand what people mean when they say that NetApp unlocks the best of the cloud. But a good journalist is always on the hunt for a new perspective. So let's do a journalism. I've recruited two of the brightest minds at NetApp to share their unique point of view. It's Principal Architect and Cloud Evangelist Phoebe Go and Solutions Engineering Director Kim Weller. Ladies, welcome to Insight on Insight.
Oh, thanks for having us.
It's a good noise.
Yeah.
That's
sound of the internet.
The internet. That's you. You get it. See, you get it. She gets it. So what do you guys want to talk about? What are you passionate about?
Oh, security.
Oh my God. I'm sorry I stole the popcorn. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry. It's been a rough day. I'll return it. Don't call HR. I can't go through
calm
this
down,
again.
calm down.
We just want to talk about security.
Yeah, like data security.
Yeah, the kind that prevents identity theft.
Okay, which is a horrible crime. That is a terrible thing people do. So let's talk about security. I know very little about that. My forte is more insecurity.
Yeah, but actually, speaking of insecurity, a lot of our customers feel the same way right now, and there is a huge emphasis on security projects. And those are taking priority because these bad actors are getting so much more sophisticated.
Oh yeah, and it's the kind of technology that's improved so much that it allows bad actors to impersonate even employees within your own business.
But we're getting better too. And we're using intelligence to do things like detect and thwart ransomware. We can tell customers where their personally identifiable information is so that they can protect it. And we can even give customers a dashboard that helps them understand if they're using all of the security controls to protect their customers' information.
And you know the nice thing about dashboards? Pretty pictures. Pretty pictures that everybody likes to see means that you can bring everybody from the organization into one place so we can talk about this really important topic, security.
That's so cool. I mean, I know we have to wrap up soon, but is there anything else that you want to plug?
Yes, we're hosting a newsreel segment again this year, and we're going to talk about all the newest information and highlights from NetApp, only this time it's on NetApp TV.
And it's brought to you by us. You can watch it on the NetApp TV homepage right now. I also want to give a shout out to WIT.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Well, actually, also for our women in technology.
Oh, that's WIT. That's what that means. Okay, that's cool too.
Right.
But, you know, let's give it up for all the WITs. You know? Bring it in. Yeah. Friends, I want to talk to you about something that's very important to me, and I hope it's important to you too. I'm talking about self-care. You've been connected to this show for a while now. You're staring at a screen, you're absorbing important information, you're analyzing, you're strategizing, you're giving those big old brains of yours a workout. So it's time to rest. It's time to clear your mind and release your tension. It's time for a little NetApp moment of Zen we call Tech Reflections. The satisfying click and clack of a mechanical keyboard. A babbling brook of fresh brewed coffee pouring into your favorite mug. The soothing sounds of the server room. Namaste. Okay, stretch break, okay? Come on, you've been sitting all morning. Get up, everybody up. Peel those butts off your seats. Let's get on your feet. Here we go. Let's do some workout. Let's do some Warrior 1. Is it like that? Yeah. Warrior 2. Ninja Warrior. Shake it out. Just get the blood flowing, you know? Reach for the sky, fingers up. Okay, now bring it in for landing. Okay. All right, great job, everyone. I mean, how fitting was that we took some time for self-care before this next vision segment about how NetApp supports Siemens Healthineers in their mission to transform healthcare? Crazy, right? Back in the studio, it's George with Siemens Healthineers CTO Peter Schart. I gotta stop vaping.
Siemens Healthineers is a leading manufacturer of devices for medical imaging, testing, and diagnostics. The company has long been a healthcare pioneer. In fact, in 1933, Siemens laid the foundation for the development of the modern X-ray. Today, advances such as intelligent imaging, AI-powered clinical decisions, and moving beyond imaging and diagnostics into data-powered personalized treatments and AI, improving the accuracy and precision of radiation therapy for patients with cancer, have revolutionized how doctors deliver care, while also creating a need to process and store massive amounts of data for Siemens Healthineers. We're so pleased to have Siemens Healthineers CTO, Peter Schardt, with us today to talk about how they've put cloud at the heart of their global data management strategy. Peter, before we kick off our conversation here, let me congratulate you for being a finalist for IDC's 2021 Best in Future of Digital Infrastructure North America Awards. That's a huge win for your organization. And of course, those innovations translate directly into life-changing benefits for patients around the world. We know the healthcare industry is going through a data-driven transformation, which has accelerated over the past 18 months. Can you talk about how your data management needs have evolved over that period? And how do you see them further evolving in the future?
Actually, we are on a journey at Siemens Healthineers, right? So it is no longer about the medical equipment only. It's about the value data can add and how we can turn that data into relevant outcomes actually for the patients. For example, informing and supporting doctors and patients about the diagnostics and the treatment options in real time. In the future, we hope to further harness the power of medical technology with AI, smart sensors, robotics, and the digital patient twin to fully unleash the potential of data.
It's so interesting to see some of the parallels between Siemens Healthineers and NetApp. We're both using data to create more relevant outcomes for our customers. From your perspective, what are the most exciting ways your data-driven approach is transforming the way you deliver healthcare?
So right now, I believe we are pretty strong actually in the diagnostics domain with data acquisition at the heart of it. But the end goal is leveraging technologies like AI and connectivity solutions to deliver individualized diagnostics and treatment. For example, with cancer, AI right now allows us to be more precise and accurate in the diagnostics of cancer. Tomorrow, it will allow us to combine and connect all the data related to one patient to deliver the right combinations of therapies for that patient, because that will be the most effective way to treat cancer on a personalized level. A main lever to achieve this is the concept of a digital patient twin, which will help to guide that effort of individualized and customized treatment options by basically creating a virtual model of the human body or organs, allowing, for example, the simulation of outcomes prior to the actual treatment. Today, we already leverage the digital twin concept. For example, are we able to create patient avatars with our 3D cameras to position a patient fully automated for a CT scan without a necessity of an X-ray scan before CT. Our AR Rat companion helps radiologists with conditional automation to perform repetitive, low-value tasks, automated so that they can spend more time analyzing the critical findings and also serve more valuable time for patients.
Wow. What do you see next on the horizon? What are the next big opportunities between NetApp and Healthineers?
So data is very clearly the key to helping drive nearly all future opportunities for Siemens Healthineers. From a healthcare point of view, we leverage data to continually evolve our approach to connected AI and interconnected systems. That will allow us to optimize outcomes across the entire patient pathway, from early detection to therapy and rehabilitation. Now, from an IT perspective, We have been using on-premises NetApp storage and backup solutions for our critical PLM SCM data for more than 15 years. Lately, with NetApp's hybrid capability of cloud volume, ONTAP, and global file cache, we can bring the same on-premises experience together with cloud scalability and flexibility for our R&D groups globally. Our IT teams have been migrating applications to public cloud for 5 years now with our global program called Ascend. We already understand that cloud-only scenarios will not leverage full potential. Hence, we started hybrid cloud journey a year ago to combine on-premises edge computing with powerful cloud services. So we will continue this hybrid cloud journey and want to maximize the value of NetApp's portfolio for our internal teams. I think that our valuable partnership, George, with NetApp will help us to make that happen because you are the true specialists in data management and storage solutions.
Thanks for being with us, Peter. It was a pleasure having you on our virtual stage today.
Thank you, George. The pleasure is on my side.
Did you hear that stuff about digital twins? Amazing, right? You know, I kind of have a digital twin. I got a robot made to look just like me. For real. Look, I'll show you. See? Look. The future is now, my friends. Unfortunately, I did not bring my robot with me today. Her quote to host shows is much higher than mine, so I'm kind of glad she passed on this gig so I could finally get a job. But I know people love her, so I'll try to do an impression of her, okay? Just for the next bit here, okay? But there will be plenty of opportunities for you folks at home to dive deeper into NetApp's next level technology during your technical breakout sessions. Here's a little preview. Those breakouts will, of course, be available on NetApp TV after the show. But right now in the studio, the stage has been set for our third mega segment, and this one is going to be very special. NetApp's own Brad Anderson is in his happy place and ready to share some wisdom about the hybrid cloud world.
Thanks and welcome. I'm Brad Anderson, Executive Vice President of the Hybrid Cloud Group. But before we get started, has anybody seen my cat, Gus? Gus! 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 Oh, there he is. Hey, Gus! Gus, leave that dog alone! Sorry about that. Hey, I'm joining you from Boulder, Colorado, which just seems like the perfect location for today's session. You know, whenever I'm in the mountains, it always reminds me of the path I took to get where I am and the trail ahead of where I need to be next. You heard from George today, earlier, that, you know, this moment is being defined by several large interrelated trends. Namely, work is hybrid. Business is hybrid. The companies that are having the most success is leveraging data to drive their digital transformation. That size is no longer security and speed is a new scale. You put all that together and what do you get? You get hybrid cloud. And that's what this session is all about. How can we help you achieve your hybrid cloud enlightenment? And we got a great lineup to go do that. we have Julia Palmer, Vice President of Gartner, who's going to talk about the major trends she sees in a hybrid multi-cloud world. You're going to hear from Pravina Vaja, my colleague, who's going to talk about how you can better manage your data, how you can protect your data, and how you can get the most out of your data center investment. And of course, we got to have some demos, and so we're going to talk about some cool technology that you're going to see coming out here shortly, and of course, you got to hear from a customer. And then sprinkled throughout, I'm going to share some wisdom of the woods, some pearls of wisdom of how you can also achieve hybrid cloud enlightenment. So let's have our first pearl of wisdom. In a hybrid multi-cloud world, IT teams need to think of themselves as provider of data services, not of IT. So let's go deeper on that one. And who better to talk about that than passionate pragmatist of ITIO, Gartner Vice President, Julia Palmer.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Brad.
It's great to see you. You are my go-to person when I need to understand what it takes to be an effective IT person because you've lived it, you know the realities. So what do you see out there for IT professionals? What are the challenges and opportunities they're navigating?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot going on in the storage world right now, but I feel like IT professionals sometimes not on the same page with their CIOs. We did a survey where they told us that now they're prioritizing different types of IT leaders, well, with business acumen, with new culture, more of a risk takers and communicators. And most important, they want them to deliver infrastructure that can support change. Not an infrastructure that can run forever like they used to.
Yep.
No, infrastructure to support change. And they have a lot of changes on their plate. It's extreme unstructured data growth. It's globalization of data. It's a requirement to leverage public cloud, and sometimes it's a lack of expertise and services. So that is what they're looking for, this next gen infrastructure platform that can support those changes.
You know, Julia, they got a tough job. I mean, I think it's going to require a mindset change because it's really kind of moving from the age of kind of fixed assets that was kind of predictable to what you're describing is maybe the age of adaptability or agility is now required.
Yeah, absolutely. Adaptability is a key word. It's not just adaptable operational model, but it's also adaptable infrastructure. And not every single infrastructure that we have here today is adaptable. So that's what I think people need to start exploring, start evaluating and scoring the potential infrastructure of how will it measure against those requirements for adaptability.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we feel like almost all our customers are on a journey and no two are in the same place. And even within a given customer, different parts of their business is not in the same place. And we have a saying that it's really important for us to meet customers where they are and then help to take them where they want to be. And really kind of provide a set of solutions across that entire journey space on edge, core, and cloud. And so I think that's important because, and we almost say cloud generically because, Julia, cloud's more and more like a operating environment than maybe a location.
Yeah, absolutely. The one most important thing to remember is data center is no longer center of data. Every enterprise environment will be hybrid. More and more data will be generated at the edge, and workload placement will dictate data services placement. So storage will have to be delivered and administered everywhere.
I agree, and I mean we've been saying for years that the opportunity is not to build data centers, but to build data fabrics, because you have to be able to deliver and orchestrate that data everywhere and anywhere. And so, it's about putting the right data in the right place at the right time, at the right cost, with the right security features. It's just not good enough to collect. I mean, we're moving really more to a service mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought this up because I tell people you shouldn't even call yourself storage administrators. you are responsible for data services. So kind of elevating this message of data services versus storage infrastructure is what we should be looking for. We need to be responsible for data services, from cyber protection and hybrid cloud integration, ingestion of services and data, to the very, very end for lifecycle management. So that's one thing that I encourage people to do. Start building your data service catalog, where hybrid cloud will be integral portion of it.
Julia, I am so glad you brought that up, because this is the very topic that prompted me to call you. I added a bit of wisdom to the team, saying, hey, IT professionals need to think of themselves as service providers rather than provider of infrastructure. And you just made that point better than I could ever have. So with that, I really appreciate it, Julia. It's always great catching up, and I always appreciate your actionable insight. Thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
This multi-tool here inspires my second pearl of wisdom, because it combines all the tools I need in the woods. So here's my pearl. You need a unified approach for data management, from data center to cloud. With a consistent approach, you simplify management, you save time and money, and you save your team all those headaches and frustrations of juggling across multiple data silos. You get extra workload flexibility. You can run primary and secondary on-premise. You can run primary and secondary in the cloud. You can start where you are, because NetApp will meet you where you are. To talk more about that, Pravina Vaja. Pravina, take it away.
Thanks, Brad. Excited to be here. At NetApp, we remove the barriers and deliver the hybrid cloud data management with seamless and unified capabilities from on-prem to cloud. ONTAP is the heart and soul. It's the world's best storage operating system, whether you're on-prem or cloud. We've been running ONTAP for 25 years for the most demanding workloads across multiple industry verticals, and it keeps getting better. ONTAP 9.10 includes automatic ransomware protection against next-gen attacks, even better performance with your SAN workloads, expanded objects capabilities, and simplified end-to-end storage management. That's why when the public cloud needed a storage operating system, they came to NetApp. You already heard that AWS announced FSx for NetApp ONTAP. We are now integrated with the 3 major cloud providers, Azure, Google Cloud, and AWS. No one else can say that. And with Keystone, we offer our storage and data services and capabilities delivered as a service, with flexible payment options that help you maximize agility and provide cloud-like experience while protecting your financial investment. Today, I really want to hone in on a very hot topic, ransomware protection.
Now we're getting serious. My next pearl of wisdom: protect your data. You do not want to get caught in one of these. In a digital world, your data is your most valuable asset. Protect it. Are you confident you're not going to be the next headline of a digital security breach? Do you have enough Bitcoin to pay the ransom? Do you even know how to buy Bitcoin? Protect your data.
Denial to data access is top of mind for most customers due to the very recent high-profile attacks. Traditional approaches to data protection can't keep pace with the complexity of IT. With a lot of infrastructure vendors, they turn data protection off by default because they treat security like any other workload that slows down performance. With NetApp, data protection doesn't need to be a drag on your infrastructure. We built ONTAP with the data protection built in so it doesn't affect performance. We provide both preemptive and post-attack capabilities within ONTAP. We protect your data by default from the very moment it is stored. So you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night wondering if you remember to turn protection on. And we have a wide range of backup and snapshot capabilities that enable rapid recovery in the event of a breach. Let's hear from the ransomware expert, Matt Trudwin, about what's going on in the world of data protection.
Ransomware is one of the most devastating cyber criminal attacks an organization can face, with an average cost of nearly $2 million per incident. Having a solid data-centric security strategy as part of an overall cyber resiliency program is key for enterprise companies to avoid being the next big story in the news as a victim of ransomware. Luckily, NetApp offers an integrated and layered preemptive ransomware protection solution that helps you discover attacks and remediate quickly across the hybrid cloud. Our industry-leading portfolio includes our very own Cloud Insights and new automatic detection features built directly into ONTAP, the leading hybrid cloud data management software. Now let's start by looking at Cloud Insights, which leverages user behavioral analytics to detect potential attacks. You can see several potential attacks here. We're going to go ahead and dive into this first one. It was detected about 12 hours ago. An automatic snapshot was taken, and around 555 files were encrypted. We can see that the extension EZZ was added to each file. Drilling in a little bit lower, you can see which user account was used for the attack, as well as who their manager is. You could potentially reach out to either one of those. Now let's dive in a little bit deeper into the analytics. Click on View Activity Detail here, and you can see all kinds of things, but in particular, all the common file paths that the user had access to. So you can check those out, see if there was more potential ransomware there. Now at NetApp, we believe in a layered approach to protecting from ransomware. That's why we have our brand new anti-ransomware on-box solution. We're going to go ahead and enable that. It does start out in learning mode, and we're going to go ahead and see which files are there in the system. You can see we've got normal files, PDF, JPEGs. Now in learning mode, it normally should run for 7 to 30 days, but for the demo, we're going to go ahead and switch to active mode. Once active mode is enabled, we are going to simulate a ransomware attack. Now this is different from Cloud Insights, where it uses user behavioral analytics. Instead, we're using data entropy and file activity to detect the ransomware. You can see we've got an alert here on the dashboard. We can click that, and we've got suspected file types. You see that it has files named locked or .lckd, and those files are obviously not the normal files, so potentially ransomware there. Taking a closer look, though, back in the file systems themselves, we can see if we drill down into the volume here, sure enough, we've got the locked D extension on all the files. So we know it's a real ransomware attack. An automatic snapshot was taken as soon as ransomware was detected. So we're going to go ahead and restore from that. Now, when it comes to the restore process, this would be the same speed for restore if it was petabytes of data. And you really want to restore quickly, recover quickly to avoid that downtime. We can restore that fast. Taking a closer look here, we do have our original files back. And so I'm very, very excited about this solution. It's going to be a big game changer for us. And in addition to those new features, our SnapLock compliance immutable and indelible snapshot protection feature ensures your backups cannot be deleted by compromised administrators or support. Ransomware doesn't have to be scary with the right tools and approach. You need cyber resilient solutions that help detect and prevent ransomware spread, including NetApp Cloud Insights, ONTAP 9.10.1 anti-ransomware technologies, and SnapLock compliant logical air gap for vaulted snapshots.
Containers. When you think about containers, you think about Kubernetes, right? Now my next pearl of wisdom. The old model was all about infrastructure management. The new model is all about application lifecycle management. The key to application lifecycle management is bringing intelligent data services to Kubernetes. In a Kubernetes managed application, even simple things like backup, restore, replication can be incredibly difficult and complex. You need an approach to Kubernetes that brings intelligent data services so you stay ahead of the application lifecycle.
Hey guys, Phoebe Goes here. Hey Phoebes, what are you going to do to share with us today about containers in Kubernetes and how important it is in modernizing applications today?
Thank you, Pravina. It's so great to be here. You know, modern applications need a modern way to be developed and scale. The future is modern cloud-native applications built on Kubernetes. But we're also seeing traditional applications that are virtualized or running on bare metal in the data center today, looking to take advantage of microservices and containers.
Absolutely, and many of our customers are at different phases in the journey of adopting containers and Kubernetes to address digital transformation and application modernization initiatives. So what do you have to show us today for the data center?
I have two things to show today. Astra Control Center provides application-aware data management to Kubernetes applications, and it's software that runs in your data center. and a peek at Astra Data Store, which is Kubernetes native persistent storage, simplifying storage and data management for containerized applications anywhere. So let's get to it. Here's a quick recap of NetApp Astra. It's a common control plane for application-aware data management of any workload on any Kubernetes environment, whether you're on-premises or in the public cloud. Today's app is a retail storefront selling all types of clothes at reasonable prices. Ooh, this hoodie looks good. Underneath, it's a multi-tier application built on WordPress and MySQL with persistent volumes provisioned from NetApp ONTAP by Astra Trident. We've already registered this cluster and application with Astra Control to provide application-aware data protection. The backups are also stored on premises on a NetApp Storage Grid S3 object store. One day, I'm checking the application and notice the images are gone. This could be your entire business inaccessible and losing customers by the minute. But because my application is managed in Astra, I have an easy way to get back up and running. It's as easy as picking a good backup and a backup destination. Hey, you know what? I'm going to leave the existing application to do some troubleshooting later. I'm going to use Astra Control to spin up that backup on a different Kubernetes cluster entirely. Our entire application will be seamlessly migrated over to this other cluster backed by Astra Data Store. As a Kubernetes native shared file service, Astra Data Store gives us even more flexibility. Kubernetes practitioners can now manage storage just like they would manage any other object, integrating with automation, tooling, workflows, and of course, Astra Control. So let's go and check on our restore. We have to review and confirm before restoring, and then it will show up as a new application that is automatically discovered by Astra Control. Once this becomes available, we can browse to the application and see that everything has been recovered, including the images, of course. Not only did we move the entire application to another Kubernetes cluster, we now can move data volumes back and forth between ONTAP and Astra Data Store depending on our developers' needs. Now that's what I call data management. It's so easy with NetApp Astra.
Thanks, Phoebe, for the great demo. We built Astra to help bring critical data services to Kubernetes and a consistent set of tools to manage it all. It's another way we meet our customers where they are.
Thank you, Pravina, for sharing that and walking us through those demos. Matt and Phoebe, thank you again for joining this year's Insight. You were awesome as always. By now, you've probably picked up on that I kind of think of myself as NetApp's resident sage on hybrid cloud. But you know what? My best wisdom comes from really wise customers. Take a look at what Cyber Agent is doing in Japan. Cyber Agent, a couple years back, built a AI ML learning platform, and they started in cloud. But recently, they built that same platform using Kubernetes and containers on premises with NetApp. When they hooked them together, they got more than twice the performance at half the cost. Check it out.
サイバーエージェントは21世紀を代表する会社を作るというビジョンを掲げ、インターネット広告事業、メディア事業、ゲーム事業という3つの軸で、事業を展開しております。近年ではデジタル広告、小売業や医療分野における AI を活用した革新的なサービスにも注力しています。
AI を活用したサービスを展開する中では、広告などに関するデータ量が日々増加していきます。こうした中で先を見通し、ニーズの変化に素早く対応することが必要不可欠です。複数のエンジニアが同時に学習を実行させる AI 学習基盤の要件としては、コンテナと Kubernetes への対応が必要不可欠でした。Kubernetes と CSI に最も適合性の高いストレージ製品として我々が選んだのは NetApp AFF-A800 オールフラッシュアレイです。トライデントの有効性が確認された時点でサイバーエージェントとしてはNetAppしかないと確信しました。
性能試験はもちろん障害試験も行わせていただきました。 IOPS の数値の高さであったりダウンタイムの小ささといったものに大変満足させていただきました。サイバーエージェントは今後よりビジネスインパクトの大きな AI アプリケーション開発に挑戦し、それを支える AI 学習基盤もさらに進化を続けていきます。NetAppにはクラウドのスピードで進化するサイバーエージェントのビジネスとプラットフォームを支え続けてくれることを期待しています。
And one final pearl of wisdom. The best time to plant a tree was actually 10 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is today. It is often said that all of tomorrows depend on today. The way I see it, there's never been a more exciting time to be an IT professional. There's never been a more exciting time in which we can provide business impact. So let me leave you with 4 kind of key takeaways. 1, hybrid cloud future is here today. Now is the time to evolve your organization to deliver data services, not data infrastructure. 2, to do that, you need to take a unified approach to management. You need a built-in solution for data protection. And 3, you need to take an approach to Kubernetes that includes intelligent data services. 3, NetApp meets you where you are. We help build your hybrid cloud with intention, with performance, and with confidence. And finally, transformation takes a lot out of all of us. But the rewards can be so great in terms of return on investment, speed to innovation, insights. We can actually take us to higher business outcomes. We at NetApp have never been more ready than to scale that mountain with you. With that, I thank you very much and have a great insight. Come on, Gus, let's go.
I don't know about you, but I am feeling very enlightened after that segment. So thank you, Brad, Pravina, and Julia for those pearls of wisdom, even though I have a feeling I'm about to get a few more from the man standing next to me. It's George Kurian. And since I know he only has about 30 seconds before he has to go prep for the next segment, this is Insight on Insight, speed round. Okay, here we are, George. What topic excited you the most today?
The fact that data drives competitive advantage for everyone.
Okay, what surprised you the most?
You know, Whitney, I have a real twin. Now they say you can have a digital twin.
Yeah, I have a digital twin, and it was the most expensive mistake of my life. What do you wish you had more time to cover?
I wish we had more customers be able to share their stories because there's so many amazing things customers are doing with us today.
Last one, just because I'm a real journalist. What are you going to eat for lunch?
Kale salad with grilled chicken.
Okay, they have that. They have that here. You have got to go to Craft Services. It is incredible. There's a whole donut section. So good. You have to have one.
No donuts for me, but I got to go find some coffee. You know, someone seems to have taken my coffee.
What? Weird. People are nuts. That's sorry about that.
Well, thank you for hosting. I got to go get some coffee.
Okay, great CEOing. Good luck with that. While George goes and preps for his follow-up with Adam, we have something very cool queued up for you folks, whether you're just embarking on your hybrid cloud journey or you're well on your way. Roll it.
Ah, the oasis of hybrid cloud. You see it everywhere. In the news, across the blogosphere, in your wildest dreams. Everywhere except reality. That's because most organizations get ahead of themselves and architect their hybrid cloud infrastructure before they're ready. They collect technical debt faster than an internet meme gathers likes. They face a skill shortage deeper than a bottomless margarita. So, where do you start in order to keep your visions of an oasis from becoming a no-oasis? Hint, probably not where you think. Infrastructure has always been architected bottom-up, designed to serve end users and applications. In a hybrid cloud environment, it's top-down. The applications drive the infrastructure. So start there. Analyze and measure those applications. Determine if they can run on more modern infrastructure. If they can't, give them a little love. Modernize, optimize, exercise. Next, skill up. Because as you scale out, new technologies come into play that add complexity. And before you know it, you've got a skills gap. And no one wants that. And finally, learn to speak the language of hybrid cloud. Study the landscape and understand your options. Discover which solutions align with what you're already doing on-prem. Leverage what you can to more quickly move applications to the cloud. Your hybrid cloud oasis is out there. Time to make it your new reality.
All right, Insight fam, it is time for the next stop on your journey. It's George Kurian and Adam Silipsky, the Redux. I hear they're going to peer into the future. Are they psychic? No. They're just two smart guys who know their way around a cloud. So come on, let's watch them do their thing.
Welcome back, Adam. Thank you for joining us today for Insight 2021. It's been such a pleasure talking with you about the value that the AWS and NetApp partnership brings to our customers. To wrap up our conversation, I have one last question for you. As the leader in cloud computing, you know firsthand what's next on the cloud horizon. Can you tell customers a few things they should be focused on today to help them prepare for what's to come tomorrow?
Obviously, there's a huge acceleration of workloads moving to the cloud, and so many customers, whether they're enterprises, startups, private sector, public sector, all the different countries around the world, all really putting together very thoughtful and thorough plans to move to the cloud. And we certainly believe in the fullness of time that a significant majority of workloads will actually be on the cloud. And so I think it's really important to be prepared for that and not to get behind, because although we obviously want to make it as simple as possible, it is still a change. And there are really a lot of different things that should be happening in organizations to both prepare for that change as well as to then get into it and accelerate through it. So one of those things is top-down leadership. And we see so many times the importance of leaders stepping up and saying, this is what we're going to do. And we are going to make this move. We are going to move this portfolio of applications to the cloud. And so we really need the whole team to get on board with it. And that's very important. And in addition, having clear goals and a clear starting point is very important. It's important to set some goals and be aggressive and say, this is how we're going to move. On the other side of the equation, it's important not to try and boil the ocean. Not to try and say, we can't do anything until we know how to do everything. Typically, it's best to set a plan in motion that has different pieces and to be able to get some wins, get some experience under your belt, understand really how the strategy is going to play out for you. And then there are a number of other things. I think starting to skill up your workforce is very important. AWS is, we have an ambitious multi-year goal of training 29 million people with cloud skills. And really across lines of business, IT departments, development organizations, it'll be really important to get those skills over time. And I really encourage people to get started on that quickly. And then, of course, for NetApp customers, we really suggest looking at your portfolio of applications, seeing which ones could really move and run well in the cloud with ONTAP running on AWS. Very, very powerful use case.
Thanks again for being with us today, Adam. And here's to another decade of NetApp and AWS working together.
Thank you so much, George. It's great to see you and great to be with everybody here. Thank you.
Yes, my friends, NetApp Insight 2021 is coming to a close. Did we laugh? Yes, we did. Did we cry? I know I did. But then again, I always cry around this time of day. Did we enter a new era of hybrid cloud mastery with NetApp as our guide? Absolutely. It's been my honor to be your eyes and ears behind the scenes today. Our speakers covered so many amazing announcements about new product innovations. So make sure you check out the newsreel on NetApp TV to learn about the latest version of ONTAP, FSx for ONTAP, Keystone, Spot by NetApp, and so much more. And don't forget, your journey with NetApp continues after the show with technical sessions and lots more content available on NetApp TV. What? Sorry. Okay. Oh. I'm hearing that Cesar Cernuda is coming back for one last parting word. So take us home, Cesar.
This has been such an amazing, inspiring, and energizing day. Thank you to George, Anthony, to all our speakers for, pardon the pun, insightful conversations you helped lead. Thank you to all our partners and customers for sharing your stories with us. And of course, thanks to you, our audience, for joining us from so many countries around the world. All of us at NetApp are looking forward to continuing the conversation. We all have the potential to become legendary. Whether you are focused on IT ops, DevOps, or Cloud Ops, whether you work with semiconductors or supercomputers, whether you're a long-established company or a startup born in the cloud. Technology leaders today have unprecedented opportunities. The possibilities before you are limitless. And we at NetApp can't wait to help you seize them. We have the solutions you need to evolve your business so you can lead with data, drive discoverless, and thrive in our hybrid cloud world. We're here to support you each step of the way as you go after tomorrow's success, from modernizing your IT infrastructure to immersing yourselves in the AI and machine learning solutions powering our future. We believe in the legendary potential of our time and the role that each of you will play in it as you and your organizations transform our lives, our work, and our world for the better. We can't wait to keep rising together. Thank you for being part of this year's Insight.